Alright, gay boys. Time waits for nobody. I don't see why we should. Let's get this going 13 seconds before I'm supposed to have started the stream. Let's fucking go. Although technically a few minutes late. Hey. How's everyone doing? Welcome. Hello. Let me move myself right over here because I feel more comfortable on this side. Let me pull up some tunes for us. It is apparently my affiliate anniversary on Twitch, which I didn't know about because I don't really celebrate any of that shit. But you know, any reason to knock out a cold one, knock back a cold one? I don't know what you say when you drink alcohol and you know you bask in the feels good man type of moment. As good of an excuse as anything. Hey Stepan, how you doing? Hey Lua. Hey Ian. Doctor saying I'm not gay. That remains to be seen. We've got Chido here as well. Diz, Jotun, and Beans. Welcome. Hello. How are we doing tonight? I plan on doing a slightly shorter stream in that I still have a few things to sort out before my family comes over tomorrow, and then I'll be gone for the weekend doing, you know, a little bit of family bonding, a little bit of wedding planning. And since they'll be here for the entire week, I will not be live on Friday, nor will I be live next Wednesday. My first stream back is going to be Friday next week, and then Saturday, which historically comes one day after Friday, and I do hope that's going to remain the same, we will do Patreon call-ins. And I promise, unlike for the last ones, to actually be there this time. Did you see the bald guy from Creator Clash? No. All I know about Creator Clash as of right now is that it is not happening. Somehow Anissa and Ian have fumbled the second Creator Clash in a row, the second charity event, and all of my understanding of it currently, beyond what we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, is that it's basically gone in the shitter. Fucking gonzo, fugazi, with the wind, will not happen. As for the details, I've no fucking clue. Actually, that's sort of not true. I have a decent idea of what happened. I mean, we covered a good chunk of the drama, but I don't know what happened within like last week and a half, maybe. Doctor is very homosexual. Unfortunately, I can't reveal my sources. Don't worry. I believe you. I believe you fully. Let me find some lo-fi for us to have in the background. There we go. That'll do. Let me just make it a little bit quieter. And let me run you through what the plan is for today. Because I've prepared many more topics than I'll probably have time going over. So just to give you like a quick, you know, a quick sort of showcase for what we're going to be talking about. We've got some Epstein stuff because it is unfortunately not going in a good direction. It is very fucking strange, frankly. Very disgusting. People are covering this in all kinds of ways. Most of them I don't like, so we might rant about that a little bit. But, you know, just to touch base on the fact that it's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Donald Trump ran on this. We've got footage of people like libs of TikTok talking about how, you know, soon they're going to get to the Democrats. The big fucking anti-noncery movement is going to take place. They've posed with a fucking folder that, like, it was titled Epstein Files or some shit like that. And apparently, it's just not going to happen. Not ever going to happen. Half the fucking conservative pundits now are talking about how we should focus on different things because we're all tired of hearing about Epstein this and Epstein that. And meanwhile, I just want to know, who's the nonce? Because now I'm thinking there's a lot of them. Because otherwise, why the fuck would they be covering this up? It's a bit weird. There was a lot of noncery taking place. There are victims out there. And what in the fuck is happening? After that, we're going to talk a little bit about how I've gotten silly and Strawberry blocked me. Straub being, you know, Rev's wife. It has a little bit to do with, you know, the fucking local sex offender, Destiny. We're going to talk about that. Unfortunately, my bromance with Rev will never happen on account of the fact that, unfortunately, I'm on his wife's shit list now. It is what it is. We've got the Creatine scandal, which I don't really know what this is about, but I do like gym topics, so I figured why not. If this is what I think it is, then there is a company that advertised that they're making like these gummy bears that have 5 grams of creatine in them, because apparently just scooping 5 grams a day is too much of a fucking task for some of you out there. And the gummy bears have no creatine. Then we've got the Stop Killing Games thing. This is still happening. The industry is lobbying against it. Every single company that has been known historically or sort of toyed with the concept of killing their own games is against the movement. Go fucking figure. We've got a quiz that we will do, which is, you know, we'll try and figure out if I'm a chud or not. And if time allows, we will talk about Hasan and the gun situation for a little bit, because it's pathetic. Dan is pathetic. I don't like that this is the third? It's the second or the third time in a short span of time where I'm going to be defending Hasan because the people going after him are fucking mental. And it's not good, because Hasan's a cunt and I have absolutely no interest in defending him. I don't like the dude. But this is like the fucking quality of conversations getting debate raped on a daily basis because people are just unhinged, and Dan Saltman is one of them. It is dog shit, but still worthwhile to talk about because, you know, we try and be consistent every now and then. You were mean to her, you should be on a shit list. I was mean to her, okay, but I was mean to her for all the good reasons. Do we want to start with that? What are we thinking? What are we thinking, chat? We've got Ray here. I hate that this was posted by the pamphlets of all accounts. Honestly, the only reason why I've got pamphlets pulled up is because this was the first one that came across my feed. I don't like the person running this account. This is like a legit fucking tanky. Very weird, very dog shit. But I also, like, I just want to watch the clip, you know what I mean? Start with that. Well, there's a slight delay, Louis. You gotta remember, when you say that, I'm already 3 topics ahead of you, so I don't know what that is anymore. On time today, eh? Well, look at you, Ray. I'm a fucking drama goblin, but even I don't follow that shit. It's like the worst drama ever. Do you mean the Creator Clash stuff? Yeah, I mean, it was sort of interesting. Like, I have nothing better to do. I will listen to a little bit of this kind of interesting. Not really high stakes in any particular sense, you know? Lo-fi music to talk about Epstein to. Yeah, fuck me. I recognize Pamphlets as a deeply unserious account, been so long. Yeah, Pamphlets is a tanky. Pamphlets is this is the account that, when I first heard of them, is when they were doing a, like a tier list of which regime has been the most genocidal, and they've provided a list of quite a bunch of them and just completely glossed over anything Russia and China related. Just like, there is no war in Ba Sing Se, and we're just going to move past that. But again, it's just a clip. I don't care where it comes from. It's a Fox News clip, that's all I'm here for. This was quiet a second ago, now it's too loud. Fucking moderate your volume, YouTube. You were mean to... Oh, so I've already read that. Anniversary of being a partner, big man. Hey, not quite a partner, just an affiliate. But yeah, apparently so. Apparently it's my anniversary today. It is interesting to... We might, you know, if I feel like shooting the shit... I don't think I'll be live for very long today, but if I feel like shooting the shit, we might as well talk about that for a little bit. Because it is I think it's the 3rd anniversary. Like, it's the 3rd year that's just started since I became an affiliate. And... insofar as the streaming goes, I've kind of been standing still for a while, but as far as like my private life goes, so much has changed over the last 3 years. It's sort of fucking, it's weird to think about, you know? Like, Lua has been in my chat, Chido has been in my chat, Diz as well. Ever since, what have I done since I've met you guys? I've graduated from university, I've gotten my degree, I've gotten my master's degree, I've gotten engaged, I'm getting married next year, moved countries, started gainful employment, got promoted, well, changed my gainful employment, then got promoted, and now, like, a lot has happened. A lot has happened since you guys were, like, bumped into my stream for the first time. And I've got a plan, okay? I've got a plan. It's just, I'm gonna keep it to myself for now. Would you cover this today? Let me have a look at what that is, Doctor My Guy. Oh shit, the rev stuff. Yeah, we might as well start with the rev stuff. We might as well start with Strobe, because I kind of... it's such a fucking stupid thing that happened. Oh, it's a 20-minute video about creator clash. I don't know, Doctor. I'll make no promises, but we will see. Okay, if we want to start off with the strawberry drama, then we're going to start off with the strawberry drama. And I will tell you all about how I ended up on Rev's wife's shit list. And she blocked me, unfortunately. Now, this dogshit platform still lets you go on someone's profile and just read through their shit after you're blocked, because, you know, parasociality doesn't get bad enough in these kinds of places. But as a content creator, I'm going to capitalize on that. Plus, it makes it easier to tell you what the fuck happened, because I can still go through a feed and just point to the things that happened. But this story, funnily enough, doesn't actually start with Strawberry, nor does it start with myself. It starts, sort of, with Destiny. Now, there's this Drake album called Her Loss. Yeah, look, it's Rev's loss, okay? Rev lost his strongest warrior. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is like the least surprising thing ever. I thought at first she did the same thing that Celestium did to me, which is like a quick block and then unblock so that you can't say that she blocked you, but it unfollows, and then I just follow her ass like manually. But no, this is like a proper block. You guys know, in Texas, there are currently quite severe floodings that are happening, right? Very fucking grim. Obviously, it's a tragic situation. Not too long ago, we had massive floodings here in Poland as well. I did a whole stream dedicated to it. We spoke about it. We did a fundraiser. I am in a position where I feel even more so empathetic than I usually would be, because I literally have family members who were in this situation not so long ago. So, the Texas flooding took place. A lot of people, Kylie Jane Kramer, whoever the fuck this is, amongst them, went on Twitter and started talking about how it is in fact a little bit sussy how the river rose 26 feet in just 45 minutes. You carry on reading through this. Ignore the community note here. Obviously, there's, you know, it's a fucking flood. It's a natural phenomena. It do be like that sometimes. Grim. I was wondering what she meant by sussy. So I thought to myself, I'm going to scroll down through this and I'm going to read a few of these. And what I've come to understand is that when Kylie Jane Kramer says sussy, what she actually means is the Jewish weather control technology. When Kylie's here being like, well, this is in fact very fascinating that it rose by 26 feet in just 45 minutes, she thinks that people out there have used weather control technology to flood Texas on purpose. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You can literally go into this tweet, you can scroll down for a little bit, and you can find, first of all, you can find people like Erudite trying to figure out if she's saying that this was geoengineered, and she's dodging around the question. She doesn't quite want to answer. She's not too interested in what's going on. And then you keep on reading, and you've got Keep in Faith. I am praying for all the people involved, and I'm also praying for the truth/exposure of how these so-called natural phenomena are occurring. Kyle Jane Kramer couldn't have said it better. Gail Golick, hashtag American Patriot, because of fucking course, it wasn't natural. That's obvious. Just like most of the supposed natural disasters like Maui and NC and the like. Kylie makes my heart ache. Trump gal, question everything. Those rivers have a long history of flooding, but the frequency has intensified over the last 20 years. Coincidentally, so has weather modification. This looks as much suspicious to me as the intensified flooding of Hurricane Helene. Kylie Jane Kramer, exactly my point! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. We've got to start talking about it. You read through this, and this will keep happening. Kylie Jane Kramer legitimately believes that the Texas floods have happened because of weather modification technology. So, now, enter Destiny. Which, I thought, where the fuck is the Destiny's post? Wait, I thought I had it. Where'd it go? Oi, what the fuck? Literally, it opened a second ago. There it is. There we go. Oh no, because it was here, right? Strawberry. Yeah. So here comes Destiny. Destiny quote tweeted her and said, I heard God killed those kids because they were using @NordVPN, parenthesis promo code Destiny, parenthesis close, to get around the Texas porn ban. Sad face. Obviously unhinged. Obviously dark humor. You don't have to like this, but you are legitimately fucking brain dead if you, after going through Kylie Jane Kramer's thread and seeing her talk about weather modification technology being used to flood Texas on purpose, and then seeing Destiny contrast that with actually this being God wanting to kill kids as a form of punishment, if you don't see like the juxtaposition here, that is you having brain damage. You don't have to like this to acknowledge that this is very clearly dark humor. You can be disgusted by it, you can find it distasteful, you can choose not to engage, you can choose not to endorse, all of that. Perfectly fine. You're able to do this. No issues at all. But so now, enter Strob. Strob says, how can you be so cruel? They were children. Please think about this. Now, Strob is married to Rev Says Desu. Rev does a lot of, what do we want to call it, rightoid-esque VTuber news coverage. Rev has a particular brand of edginess that he tolerates, allows for, and on occasion will defend. Strawberry also explicitly, very much openly on the record, endorses people like Kershaw. Kershaw makes a lot of dark humor jokes. Kershaw is no stranger to any of this. But you see, the problem here isn't the humor, the problem here is that Strob doesn't like when things make her sad. When the Fifis are upset, you gotta yap about it. So, I sort of do the same. Quote tweet her and go, it's amazing how one can be literally married to Rev Says Desu and be fine with his brand of edginess while at the same time completely lacking the comprehension that others can be edgy and distasteful too. It's either all fine or none of it is fine. This dark humor wouldn't clear in the edgy days, to be fair. Wait, what do you mean? Too soon? I'm thinking back to like fucking CSGO lobby with the boys, or like COD or Battlefield lobby. Brother, too soon? We were making, like, we were saying unhinged shit at the time as these kinds of events were happening. Not too soon to blame Cobra for children drowning, though. True, not too soon to blame fucking hidden, secret government weather modification technology for the flooding. But that notwithstanding, the point of this is relatively simple, right? It's that this is obviously dark humor. You don't have to like it, but it is weird when you're married to someone like Rev to be against it. Because I would have thought that when you marry someone like Rev, when you endorse people like Kershaw, you are probably very uniquely suited to understand dark humor and the fact that people do get to display it. But you see, this isn't about dark humor at all. This is about the fact that these people don't like Destiny. Quite understandable, really. He is, like, he should be on the fucking sex offender registry. I don't think there's anyone left in my chat who likes him, quite frankly. But he still gets to make these kinds of jokes, because either all of it is fine, or none of it is fine. Now, the reason why I harp on that point specifically is because I'll give you an example of something, actually. I was looking for this clip, couldn't find this clip, made the clip myself when I did finally find it, and now I've got it saved, and now I'll never lose it again. Is this the flood that killed a ton of kids? This is the very same one, Andreas, yes. Some time ago, there was a Texas church shooting. The Texas church shooting was done by a cis woman who had an online handle that I believe was a male name. And so what a lot of rightoid pundits ran with immediately as the shooting took place is the fact that this is a trans person who did the shooting. One of those people was in fact Kershaw, the very person who Strob endorses explicitly, openly, time and time again. So we're just going to listen to a quick 44-second clip. There is a slur in there. I obviously disavow, just keep that in mind.
All jokes are acceptable, and immediately after a tragedy is typically the best time to make a joke about said tragedy.
I'm not a very easily offended person, but watching that video got me thinking, dude, what the hell are you thinking? Some subjects are simply not to be talked about. Hashtag new rules. Well,
No, I completely disagree with that. It's like the most recent shooting I haven't gotten to talk about on stream yet. There was another transgender shooter that went to a church in Texas, and as far as I know, only 2 people got hurt before the police neutralized the transgender shooter. So we still haven't gotten the complete first Tranifesto. I don't know if there's a Tranifesto for the Texas church shooting, but hopefully we'll get one. Apparently they also all
Wasn't done by a trans person, but you know. The best time to make a joke is right after a tragedy happens. Now, again, you don't have to agree with Kershaw. Strobe doesn't have to agree with Kershaw. But Strobe doesn't have a fucking modicum of the energy that she brought against Destiny when it comes to anything Kershaw related, right? Because you have to remember, Kershaw's one of the good ones. She's good at heart. She's good deep inside. So she can say unhinged shit because we like her. But Destiny, we don't like. So he does not get to do dark humor. Strictly off limit. Now, in normal circumstances, I would have just ignored this because, I mean, who gives a fuck, right? The sex pest is saying unhinged shit, and then this idiot wants to beef with him a little bit. Literally nobody gives a fuck. But this is the second time that this exact same thing has happened in a matter of weeks, really. Because I don't know if you guys remember, you probably do, especially if you watch my YouTube. Strobe did this to Innis as well. Do you guys remember the VTuber who she crucified herself for shits and giggles? And then Strobe took issue with it, and then Rev took issue with it, and then Innis was on the receiving end of a fuck ton of harassment because these people don't want her to make jokes that upset them. Maybe it's like a message of solidarity. If any of us are trans, then all of us are trans. Not sure how that would work, Cassie. What other transgender mass shooters have there been in Texas? Honestly, Andreas, I've got no idea. I genuinely don't know what Kershaw was talking about, whether there was or wasn't. The point is that like that person wasn't even transgender. It was, and there was nothing indicating that they were either. It was really just the fact that Kershaw doesn't like the trans people and doesn't like the wokeness of it, right? So it's just like you have to punch at it whenever you get a chance to. You gotta fucking unload on it. So I quote tweet this, and Strobe comes in and says, "I'm sorry, but my husband does not make jokes about innocent children dying, no matter who they are. Also, why do you assume I have never disagreed with Rev on anything he has ever said either? You don't know these things, so please don't assume. Thank you." A remarkable comment, really, with absolutely no reading comprehension, because I never said that Rev makes jokes about innocent children dying. That's why I specifically used the phrase, his brand of edginess, right? As in, he does different shit, but that different shit should make you understand why people make jokes about things. Mass shootings aren't generally a problem in the States. It's a problem when trans people start shooting up, though. Me when I'm a red-blooded Texan, true. Gotta remember to pay extra close attention to it when it's the woke left that does it. Even if the shooter isn't trans, you can just say things, can't you? There are a lot of white knights in my replies. I'm gonna ignore most of them, I think. I called a few retards, but I mean, it's not like these people are capable of engaging. Nor are they capable of understanding the point of it's either all fine or none of it is fine, which is fucking remarkable, because you would have thought that if anything, Rev's audience is going to be capable of this, and I would have assumed that Strobe's audience is going to be somewhat similar to Rev's audience, but this carried on. So I responded. I said, I never said he does. That's why I said his brand of edginess. You consistently support legit reprehensible people and then turn around and get all upsetty when someone you can safely go against is something you dislike. You did that with Innis, you're doing it now with Destiny. And it was in response to this. I think this will open, right? Twitter is so weird with how blocks work, man. It's kind of weird to have so many mass shootings. They're all from cis people. I'm sure it gets harder to dislike trans people with each new example. I mean, the thing is, I'm under no disillusion that Kershaw doesn't like mass shootings, I'm going to assume, even if they're done by cis people. It's just the point that, like, none of these people care. There are no standards. Straub is going to sit here and get on a high horse and yap about how it's disgusting that Destiny cracked this joke. And meanwhile, she endorses people who are just as fucking unhinged as he is. Like, Kershaw is an excellent example as well, because Kershaw is also the person who cried when Destiny was saying that he feels no sympathy for the firefighter who got domed at the Trump rally. And meanwhile, Kershaw, like, explicitly and openly, and doubled down on it twice now, endorses political assassinations. Like, legitimate political murder, she is fine with, so long as you target the right people. Twice that I know of, she doubled down on it. Once somebody, I think it was a super chat donation, that was saying that, like, oh, they didn't know she has such a base stakes when it comes to communists, and she was just sort of like chuckling along to it. Unhinged right, fighting unhinged left. Not unhinged, doctor. Soy. The soy right. Because that's what these people are. That's what it is, really. It's weak stock. These people are soy. They're pathetic. They're weak. They wouldn't have lasted a fucking day on the good old boards. They wouldn't have lasted a fucking day in the good old COD lobbies. And the weird part here is that Rev used to have a really good understanding of this and is just somehow gone with the source. They're weak stock is what they are. But obviously, you know, this carries on. Somebody saying comparing Innis and Destiny is wild. Not quite what's happening here, but sure, go on. This one's, we do get a little bit spicier, the silent majority. I don't even know if they're a majority at this point, but they are soy. They're like legitimately soy. It's weird. It's so pathetic. But so Straub responds again saying, alright, it's clear you don't like me and that's fine, but please don't spread misinformation like this. I only ever said 2 replies to Innis, very calm and kind replies. I liked Innis, past tense, and I did not encourage anyone to be mean to Innis. One of the things that always bothers me with these people is the fact that they have sizable platforms. Rev more so than Straub, but she's not that small of a content creator, right? Fuck, does it say how many followers she's got? Can I check this out when I'm blocked? 53,000 on Twitter. Don't know about Twitch and the rest. But they will act like they can say shit, and like there's no connotation of it of being a content creator. That, like, you know what's gonna happen when you say anything on Twitter. People who support you will band together behind you and without thinking attack the people you're beefing with. You can literally go through my replies here and you can see that these people are fucked in the head. It would be almost, in some cases, it would be almost worthwhile to mention if not for the fact that these people are just sad. It's just so sad. But anywho, instead people attacked me for what I said, which I did not deserve. She deserved it 100%, to be clear. She deserved so much more shit than she got. That made Rev angry and led to his quote tweet of Innis. When Rev made his tweet, I only saw it an hour or so later, and I spoke to him about it because I didn't think it was wrong, and I did think it was wrong, and he deleted it. I don't want to speak on any of these things anymore. You have to imagine in your head that she's stomping her feet as this happens. I don't want to feel the need to have to constantly correct narratives about myself from people online. Please just leave me alone if you think so poorly of me. Not gonna fucking happen though, is it? So again, quote tweeted her, and I said, please do not comment about my public behavior after I'm directly responsible for sending a wild wave of hate at someone because I got upset at their humor. It's frankly pathetic given that we're both engaging voluntarily. I don't dislike you, you're just a person on the internet. So Straub said, you keep responding in quote tweets and being rude, so I'm done here now. I'm sensing a fucking trend here, okay? Celestium had an issue with the same thing. You just can't be rude to these people. You have to be a gentle, remedial rancher. You have to very kindly pat them on the head as they display some of the most disgusting fucking behaviors that are possible on this platform. You have to, when you talk to Celestium, you have to very kindly tap her on the head as she's being a homophobic, vile piece of shit. When Strawberry sends hate to a VTuber who's just making an innocent fucking joke because Straub gets upsetty spaghetti, and then that VTuber has to deal with a ton of unhinged hate in her comment section, you have to be very kind to little dear Straub. You cannot at all treat these people like adult content creators that are capable of thinking about the things that they are doing. Because the moment you're rude, oh, very sad. One man spam? Okay, one man spam is kind of sad. I'm going to be honest with you, Beans. Let me catch up on chat real quick. Half of them didn't bother to read what you were saying. Yeah, of course, Amp. Half of them didn't bother to read what Destiny was quote tweeting. Yeah, of course. How would they? Hey, Ties, how are you doing, by the way, baby? Hello, welcome. And hey, Monolith, I saw you here too. And Sada. Hi, all. Crystal defending Destiny's tweet just jumped in. I'm telling you, Chris watches Destiny's content after dark. As soon as not guilty verdict comes in, dismissed summarily, Chris will be back on board. No hate, just fortune telling. Oh, that is a lot of retardation in one sentence, my friend. That is a bit rough. I can see why people were taking that, copying it and pasting it now. Okay, that is a good copy pasta, I'm not gonna lie. I love being polite while calling these people out. I live for being... Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're polite and you call them out, it doesn't change anything. These people don't care. They do not care. They want to say the things that they want to say while being aware that their unhinged audiences will say some reprehensible shit in your comments, and then they want to feel like they have no responsibility because it's not them who are saying it. It's just the audience of theirs. So she carries on. If you truly can't see how you are acting right now is wrong, there is nothing more I can do. Have a good day. And unfortunately, I think at this point she blocked me. So that bridge is gone. Very sad. Like I said, I was hoping to become best friends with Rev. Unfortunately, not going to happen. Oh no, Beans. Oh no, not the emote spam. Top of the morning to you too, Riot. How you doing, buddy? How's life? How's everything? Hello and welcome. Oh, okay. We've got a loner box raid coming in. Let's fucking go. Hello and welcome. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. I hope you've had a wonderful time in Loner Box's stream. I hope Loner Box is having a wonderful day. I hope everyone other than the people we actively dislike and band against have a wonderful day. Them lot can fuck right off. Welcome and hello. Gooning is allowed. Nay. It is encouraged. You have just missed a story time of how a mid-sized VTuber blocked me because I was rude to her. Unfortunately, it do be like that sometimes. Sometimes we go on Twitter and we say silly things and it is what it is. So that bridge is now burned. But I sort of don't regret a single fucking thing I said. So I think I'm gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be okay. Welcome everyone. If you guys don't know who I am, hello. I am the VTuber in the bottom right corner that you can see. My name is Chris. I do variety streaming. We usually talk about politics or some politics related drama. A lot of my political shit, at least as of recently, has been centered around Poland because I am Polish and I'm sort of interested in what's happening in the country I live in. We talk about American politics, European politics, and then drama whenever I feel like it when I get sort of tired of politics. And a lot of VTuber drama in particular, because this is always dumb.
Being mean to me, also being homophobic is good. Crisp2 Kek Crisp2 chat.
Yeah, that's just the case with a lot of these people. If you guys find any of that to your taste, if you end up enjoying the broadcast, I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I highly encourage you to jump in my Discord. Usually, I'm streaming twice a week, on Wednesdays and on Fridays. I will not be streaming this Friday and next Wednesday because I will be away for a whole week with my family planning my wedding. As I said, gooning is encouraged, but unfortunately, I will not have sex with any of you. I am, however, amenable to saying certain things, for as long as the price is right. Did you vote for Trzaskowski? Yeah, of course I did. What is your politics? I heard you're a reactionary. Oh no. Who'd you hear that from? What would reactionary in the context of Polish politics even mean currently? What would that, like the Confederation? Alright, let me have a look at chat here. We've got a lot of new names. Dark Woke Chris, maybe one of these days. It's bots all the way down. Buongiorno to you too, my friend. Vi, hello Poland, thanks for not invading Vilnius after your elections. Oh, don't even get me started on that fucking elections outcome. Tragic shit. Tragic shit. Lona was not having a fun time today. Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope he's quite okay. Would it be overstepping if I asked if everything's alright? Are you guys at liberty to say wagwan? Because I'm sad to hear that. Rev says that's his wife blocked you. Yeah, of course. Lona had some community drama and it may or may not have to do with Epstein. Well, funny you should say that, because that was just about to be the next topic of conversation for today. Ignore the fact that I've got pamphlets here open. I know that this is some unhinged tanky fuck. It was the first thing that came across my feed and it's just a clip that I wanted to watch. Do not take me having this open as any form of endorsement of anything fucking tanky related, okay? They can fuck right off. Hello from Scotland and hello back from Poland. Lona just banned gooning. Shit. Fucking RIP to the gooners. That's a bit of a rough one. And thank you for the congratulations. Yeah. I proposed a while ago, and after many an attempts, many a debate, much convincing, I finally said yes. And so yeah, ever since then it's basically been planning. A lot of planning. What was the drama they had that got you blocked? Essentially, it was defending dark humor at the principle. Unfortunately, the dark humor defense was through a fucking Destiny tweet, which I believe he belongs on the fucking sex offender registry, so I'm not particularly excited that I'm even tangentially defending him. But at the same time, dark humor is permissible. I was told by many Elon Musky kinds of people that humor is legal again, so I think that the soy right, soying out because someone says mean things when they're also endorsing somebody who openly supports political assassinations, is a bit fucking rich. When are we restoring the Commonwealth, by the way? The moment I become president of Poland. We are... Because, like, you have to understand, presidency is just the first step. I'm going, like, full-on dictator, but a good one afterwards. We're bringing back the Commonwealth. We're building a big fuck-off wall between all of us and Russia, and they can do their own unhinged shit over on the other side of it. They can fuck right off. And we just chill. We just have a good time. We trade a little bit, maybe, with China. I would, you know... preferably with America, but with Donny at the fucking helm, I ain't sure if there's gonna be an America. So it's, you know, it's a bit of a rough one here, really. Don't worry about it, it's just Discord drama. Roger Dodger.
A lot of bad shit happened in the Holocaust, but at the same time...
Ah yeah, the good one beat them with sticks.
If I have to, I'll do it. If I have to, I will. Philosopher King moment. Look, I'm just willing to do what it takes, and I know what it takes, okay? Donny at the helm, bro, you mean the president, right? Our prime minister's not quite that bad. I'm not a big fan of Tusk. I don't think he's as bad as people make him out to be. I don't like him very much. I think he should retire. But our president is a bit fucking mental now, unfortunately. Not happy about the consequences of that have already stemmed from it, with fucking hooligans at the border. Do you guys even know what's happening at the Polish border with Germany? Is that something that interests you guys? I've barely covered it last stream. There has been a small unfolding. Essentially, to give you a TLDR, there is There is a situation that happens with refugees between Poland and Germany, which is where Poland doesn't want them and Germany doesn't want them, so they keep bouncing between Poland and Germany. I don't believe that there is like a proper way to, there isn't an established procedure that can be followed to deal with it properly. And now that we have a hooligan piece of shit president, and the fucking far right here in Poland is having a field day with misinformation, what they've done is they started releasing footage, mislabeled footage, about German police taking as many migrants as possible into their vehicles, driving them to the Polish border and telling them to go into Poland. And in order to show evidence of that, they've showed one video of a German police car sort of driving around the border, which you'd expect there to be one. And they've showed footage of 2 German soldiers skulking about in the forests of Poland, checking out our defenses and seeing where they can put the migrants through. And the footage ended up, in all actuality, after being fact-checked, having been 2 Polish soldiers at the border, like doing their job. They were legitimately supposed to be there. But you know, you take a nifty little fucking dog shit phone video, you put a little bit of a blur on there so that you can't quite tell the details of any of the uniforms. You take our unhinged far right, you get them to post it on their YouTube, on their fucking Facebook pages, on their Twitters. Hundreds of thousands of people see it, and then by the time it gets corrected, maybe a fraction of that will see it. So what a lot of hooligans in our country did, this is so embarrassing, I'll see if I can pull up an image of it happening, because I need you to understand the unhinged shit that's going on here. A bunch of our rightoids, a bunch of hooligans, a bunch of people who you'd think, because a lot of this is happening midday, should be at work, but alas, they do be unemployed, went to the border, put on high-vis, formed a makeshift barricade and started stopping people coming in and physically checking if they're hiding immigrants and refugees in the trunks of their cars and shit. We have had reports of people saying that, like, they're being violent, they're being rough with them, they're rude, they forbid people from recording them. And our far right is not just endorsing that, they want these people to be deputized. Like, it's fucking insane. So what our government figured what we ought to do is we ought to put soldiers at the border. I can understand why you'd want to do that, but I do not understand why it looks like all of the makeshift militia are just gonna get away with it. When, like, bro, they're pretending to be part of the police or the army. This sounds crazy illegal. Oh, I've got a better one for you, Andreas. Oh my brother in Christ, hold on. Fuck. So, granica policja. I will find you. I'll find you if I can see the, I can't find you the... I've got it saved somewhere. It's on Twitter. When you go to... when you pretend to be an officer of the law, you're not allowed to do that. 'Tis illegal. And some of the people there had high-vis that had the word police on them. Police in English, right? Isn't that uber illegal? Oh, yes, it is. Wait for this, okay? So they had high-vis with police written on them. And law and justice representatives went on television to excuse those people. And I shit you not, they said that actually, if they were pretending to be police officers, it wouldn't say police in English, it would say policja in Polish, but because it said police, what it actually meant is the location that they were from, which is Police, which is a small town in Poland, and they didn't want to say police, they wanted to say Police, and they were just announcing to the world on the high-vis where they're from. And that's by the way, that law and justice, right? That's the party that's going to win the next election. Just so we're clear on what the fuck is happening in this lovely country I live in. And they're going to win the next election cycle, because unfortunately our current coalition is not fulfilling any of their promises. Side Earth saying the misinformation is obviously despicable, but to be fair, Germany did introduce checks at the Polish border before Poland reciprocated. Schengen is dissolving, it seems. There have been complications at that border for a while. It's just none of it is it's not. My problem is the misinformation and the seeking of controversy, where it's just the fact that the procedure there isn't clear, and you can sort that out, but like fucking priorities, broskies. First, we gotta find every single person who's pretending to be a police officer at the border and who's manhandling people coming into the country illegally, and we gotta beat them with sticks. And then we can look at like one thing at a time, you know? Again, if I was a dictator, all of this would have been so much easier. Do you know what? Since I've got a lot of you here, and since we're chilling and vibing, how about we do this before we move on to Epstein? The Chud woke values. It's like the political compass, but I think funnier, because instead of the regular, you know, left, right, or whatever the fuck these two other are, you've got is woke, acts woke, and you've got is chud, acts chud. Mega mentality strong in Poland, just PL style. Unfortunately, it's just the fact that nationalism, the bad kind, not the good kind. I wish there was more of the good kind, but the bad kind of nationalism is on the rise here, and it stinks. It stinks like shit. Very unfortunate. Are they claiming that Germany is pulling a Belarus? Not quite, no. With Belarus, it's far more complicated because Belarus has ties to Russia. Germany and Poland just have like issues with refugees. Fucking grim. But let's have a look at what this is, shall we? You will be presented with a series of statements. For each one, click the button with your opinion on it. Proceed shuffled, proceed unshuffled. We're going to go with shuffled. Shouldn't really matter, should it? Whatever else you think of him, Donald Trump should be recognized as a very funny man. First term, more so than currently, but I would begrudgingly say that I agree. Because I want to say, like, he is funny. I wouldn't say very funny anymore. He used to be very funny. Nowadays, it's like, it's very much mixed with the deterioration that happens when you're 150, but I'll go with agree on this one. It's acceptable to make fun of someone based on their appearance. I wanna, the soy in me wants to disagree. I don't like appearance-based insults. I'm not entirely opposed to them if they come as a, like, meeting someone at their level. But even then, you usually just hurt a bunch of people with strays, you know? I'm gonna go with disagree on this one. We're gonna go say, oh, I like anime. Yeah, it do be like that. The family is the most important unit in society. I'm pretty neutral on that. It is immoral for a country to invade and or claim another land for resources. Yeah, of course. I never know how much nuance to apply to these. Like, are we just attacking them for resources? Like, that's fucking... Of course it's immoral. It's bad as fuck. I don't think he's funny on purpose for the most part. I don't know if he has to be. What was it with the... Was it Skidaddle? It was Skidaddle, right? Hold on, let me find the Skidaddle clip. Is it this one? If it opens up on Facebook, I don't think it's going to let me watch it because you need to be logged in on this piece of shit site, don't you? Oh, hold on. Is this what I'm thinking of?
Skedaddle. They drop, you know the word skedaddle? It means skedaddle. They dropped the bombs and somebody said, skedaddle. Let's get the hell out of here. And every bomb hit its mark and hit it incredibly.
What a fucking idiot. It's acceptable to make fun of generalized groups. It's acceptable to make fun out of anyone as long as you mean it. Like, as long as you're just legitimately joking, like having fun, and you're not like a soy fucking weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, humor is such a fine thing if you're not hiding a veneer of an actual racist piece of shit beneath it. I have no clue what you mean. Yeah, well, you know what, Leonard? It might be because Americans are stupid. Proved my point straight away. Let's fucking go. Love you really, buddy. God, he's so fucking stupid, my country. Yeah, but you have to say, Krabby, you have to agree, it is pretty funny, right? The whole skedaddle thing is just such a, like, I wouldn't have expected President to be recounting how they've dropped bombs really well and used the word skedaddle 3 times in 15 seconds. Sorry, I just realized what this music in the background is. A moment ago, that might have been Parasite, right? I've been listening to a lot of Parasite Ost recently. It is good. Animals deserve certain universal rights. Strongly agree. I think that judging a person based on how they treat animals is like a very, very good way to get a quick vibe check. Homosexuality is against my values. Hell no. You can do the gay. I am publicly out as LGBT. What do they mean by publicly? I am an honorary lesbian. Does that count as public if it's part of my, like, the stream thing, though? Let's make fun of minorities, but damn you if you're mean to rats. I don't know if I'd really care if you're mean to rats, but I think we can all appreciate that. Like, if you meet someone, let's say you really don't like rats, right? They're rodents, you don't like them, they chewed up your internet cable one too many times, and you think to yourself, fuck you, rats. Fucking hate you. And then you meet someone, let's say his name is Bob, right? And you get to know Bob. You've had a few beers with Bob, and Bob tells you about how every now and then, when he's stressed at work, when he needs a way to get away from all of it, he catches rats and he cleaves them one leg at a time until he runs out of all the rats that he caught, and then he can get a good night's sleep afterwards. Like, even if you don't like rats, at that point, Bob needs to be locked somewhere far away from you and other human beings, no? Like, you support or you are gay? Well, that's what I'm thinking, Krabby. I think this means if I'm gay. That's what this is asking me. I'm gonna go with neutral. Like, I don't know how to answer this question. Oh, fucking hell. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna fight in chat over this quiz, aren't we? What I don't understand is it publicly out as in support. Well, yeah, but that's my problem as well, Dailu. I don't know either. I don't know if this is asking me if I'm supporting the gay or if I am the gay. Because to one of them, the answer is very different to the other one. And obviously, I am gay and I'm hugely homophobic. That's the way. That's how you do it. That's the smart thing. There's a lot of weird people like that. I've been bumping into a lot of them on Twitter. I should probably stop using Twitter. The amount of people recently on my feed who are really homophobic, and then you go through their tweets and, like, they talk about having been bisexual in the past. It's very odd. Like, why not just not be homophobic at that point? Hey, Paz, how you doing, buddy? Sometimes you have to out yourself as an ally. I like that sentence. That's what I'm thinking, Barn. Yeah, if it was, like, because it would ask you if you support the LGBT movement, but then I don't know if being gay makes me woke or chud. This is the Chud Woke Values quiz, and we are on question 10 out of 70, and I'm sort of delaying getting into it, because the question is, many of the colonized benefited from colonialism. And I did not think we're going to have to delve into one of these questions. Because, like, yeah, but that doesn't mean that you should have colonized them to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody takes away all of my freedom and makes me hit the gym 4 times a week, and then I come out looking shredded as fuck by the end of it, there is some form of a benefit there, but I wouldn't have been wanted to be locked up in the first place. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'll go with neutral on this. Neutral feels safe. Neutral feels like I can't be accused of some bad shit. By you in chat. People should be treated equally regardless of race, gender, or creed. Equally? Again, in what sense? You shouldn't be discriminated against. So I strongly agree, yeah. But like, if there's a... I used to work at an Amazon warehouse, right, when I was back at uni. And when there'd be like a 45 kilo fucking bag of animal feed that we had to carry somewhere, like, you probably shouldn't assign a chick to that task. Not just you shouldn't, they didn't, right? You would always assign a dude, because that's fucking heavy. And I don't think there was a single woman at that Amazon warehouse who was able to lift it. So, like, they shouldn't be treated equally, right? Like, you shouldn't have to lift that shit. But then I suppose you shouldn't have to lift that shit if you're a dude who's not strong either. But then they weren't. If you weren't able to lift it, the task would have gone to someone else. I don't know, I'll go with strongly agree and see where that takes us. Equally in the most normal way you could interpret that question, stop overanalyzing. I don't know. That's what we do. Men only. I have man bun, shaved sides, short to medium top. None of these. That's a painful question. To everyone new who might have just raided in from Loner Box's chat, I am bald as fuck. Started balding at the age of 19. Very quickly got to a point where there was nothing to save, so I started shaving. Started hitting the gym shortly thereafter. And there is no hair on my head whatsoever. I've got a massively hairy arsehole, super fucking annoying. Shitloads of testosterone in my body, but nothing on my head. No way anybody has to lift 45 kilos, maybe 45 pounds. No, they would, it would be a two-man job, but you'd have to lift it. It's just that it was a two-man job where not everyone would have been assigned to it. Anything above 30 kilo, they'd have to get two people. But then, I mean, sometimes you wouldn't have two people for it, right? It just depends on what it is that you're lifting. Parents should hold absolute power over their children as they are older and more experienced. I'm gonna go with disagree. I prefer the city, the suburbs, or the countryside. I fucking hate the people. I would rather stay at home and never leave, but I do like the city. I like multicultural environments. I feel most at home in like multicultural environments, so I'm gonna have to go with the city. Knowing that you have a hairy ass wasn't something I'm ready for. Look, most men do, right? I want to say most men do. I don't know of many men who don't have a hairy ass. Not that I go around asking, but I feel like it's a pretty normal thing. The city for me, fewer bugs. I suppose, yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah. Women do as well. Not quite to the same degree. You can have multicultural in the suburbs. You can, but less so, right? Like, one of my favorite thing about living in a city is access to all the food places and hearing different languages when I'm out and about. I like that. It makes me feel like I've always had like a fucking identity crisis thing going on. So being in a place where their identity isn't as strictly like one thing, I like that. It's a good vibe. And I feel like you get most of that in the city. Laser your ass, so true. Bro, if I was lasering any of my hair, I would start with the pits. A strong hierarchy is desirable in a society. I'm neutral on that. I support reparations for slavery and/or colonialism. Again, pretty neutral. I think that we've had a few like studies on that, right? And it's oh no, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of like the entry level to universities and shit. I followed the health advice and masking recommendations during COVID. Fuck yeah, I did. Races are scientific reality. Like in warrior gene type of shit? No. But like, people are different. I'll go with neutral again. I don't like how open-ended these are. Is it a state's right to enforce unity of culture and language? I will err on agree. Culture, I'm a little bit more iffy on. But language, absolutely. But I'm big on carrot and not the stick for this. I just think it's fine to expect people to... what's the word I'm looking for? Acclimate. Acclimate, yeah. Just not to like a ridiculous degree. No, like D&D races, LMAO. This one is a great question. Non-binary only. I regularly use social media, not non-binary. I am actively religious. Religious but rarely active. Agnostic, atheist, unsure. Agnostic. It's acceptable to make fun of someone based on their identity. Again, like, as an insult? No. Banter? Yeah. So which one is it? Are we talking like... like, how do we mean? Chat, I don't like how open-ended this is. I'm gonna again go with agree because I'm gonna assume good faith here. Neopronouns or xenogenders aren't legitimate. Xenogenders, that's like the deerkin and shit, right? Yeah, I'm pretty neutral on it. Like, I'm yet to... I think I know one person who is like an adult and is like is a xenogender. Is that the proper way to phrase that sentence? Like, it's mostly teenagers on Tumblr experimenting with identity, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I truly don't give a fuck about what teenagers on Tumblr are doing. Don't need laser, just depilatory cream. Well, yeah, but with laser, it's like it does the thing for longer. You know what I mean? I celebrate or strongly support Pride Month. Hell yeah, baby girl. Took part in Pride March and everything. Wore a pin to work and shit. Everyone knows the big bald dude is pro the gay. I think it's particularly offensive for people to say slurs. I strongly disagree. Abortion should be legal in all circumstances. I strongly agree. How many genders are there? At least 3. Don't play games with me, kid. What? Double digits or more? I mean, at least 3 is true, right? Like, objectively speaking. I suppose, can you be objective when it comes to gender? I like the second part. Don't play games with me, kid. We're going to go with that one. Older creams say don't use around anus. I wouldn't use a cream on my ass anyway because I can't really see there, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel safe. Borders and nation states should be abolished. Fuck no. I wish I could say that I strongly agree, but I neighbor Russia. Identity groups such as race, gender, and disability are more significant divisions than economic class. No, I strongly disagree. I'm pretty fucking big when it comes to the class warfare. I have more in common with a working class, bisexual, black, one-legged, non-binary woman out of fucking Texas than I do with someone like Elon Musk. At least 3 don't play games with me, kid, was Joe Biden's response to the question. Can you please find me a clip of that? That is fucking spectacular. Was it really? Oh, that is incredible. I want to add that to my soundboard. Oh, it's such a shame that it's such a bad quality audio. non-binary woman. Look, I don't know what I said, okay? Some of these were just buzzwords. The point is that I'm big on class warfare. I don't know what to tell you, Chief. Deportation is legitimate even if no crime other than overstaying a visa has been committed. No. If all you did is overstay a visa, but like you are you're non-offending, you've got a job, you're doing everything by the book, and you overstayed a visa, you looked at the date wrong, the fucking reminded, whatever the fuck, this is such a stupid reason to deport you. It feels expensive as well. Find the fucker. Get the fucker arrested. Like, engage in whatever the fuck transportation would be necessary to get the fucker out your country. Only for... No, it's so stupid. Bro, my money can go to better places. I pay taxes. Fuck off with this shit. We should keep all sovereignty at the national level rather than granting powers to organizations like the EU or the UN. I disagree with this. Not all sovereignty should be kept at national level. It's an unfortunate grim reality of globalization, but you have to compromise sometimes. Siema, Boris. Jak tam żyćko? I did this shit surprisingly both lean towards woke and acted woke. I'm curious what I'll get. I feel like mass deportation is a very bad idea for your nation's economy. It is. It's also it's stupid. It's like unnecessary. Yeah. What sovereignty shouldn't? I think that something like NATO's second... is it the second? No. What am I thinking of? What's the... When you attack one of us, you attack all of us. That's Article 5. There we go. So, yeah, Googled it. Something like Article 5 is, like, directly interfering with your national sovereignty because you have signed something wherein if one of your allies get attacked, you are now at war. That is as ripping of sovereignty as you can be, especially in the world of geopolitics, but that's a perfectly fine rule to have in place. On an individual level, although that gets more into, like, if there was a European army and shit, I would say that there are probably more things that could be standardized, where, like, you have to give this amount of your GDP to the army, you have to train this many people. Like, sovereignty is a super fucking important thing. One of the most important things ever, really. But you'd be foolish to assume that, like, that sovereignty is all and everything. That's not sovereignty per se, your country signed it. Sure, Hegs, but then you've got the same sort of argument that people are doing in America right now, which is where, like, America signed that they will defend Ukraine as a result of denuclearizing it, sure. But, like, it wasn't any Americans that are alive right now. It wasn't you who signed it. It wasn't even your father who signed it, right? Like, why should you be beholden to the vows of your ancestors? It's a complicated conversation. It's just on this note, particularly, I'd say that America is full of shit. European Federation. Ooh, I'm a cat boy. There is racial inequality in society that disadvantages certain groups and we should address it. Yeah, of course. Again, absolutely. I like offending people and intentionally say provocative things. If strongly agree goes to people like Destiny, for example, I feel like I can at most say agree. But it just depends, right? Like, I don't like conflict, but like if there's a homophobe out there that is clutching pearls because a joke was said on the internet and suddenly it's not fine because it's not about gay people or black people and instead it's about Christianity, like, yeah, I'm gonna take fucking joy at offending that person. At the moment of me offending that person, I'm gonna pray to all the gods that their pantheon is the real one so I can end up in hell alongside them and keep offending them as time goes by. Like, of course, yeah. I like offending people I don't like. Yeah, that's the big brain shit. Did our vow run out? Man's word is his life, keep it. Yes and no, Hex, right? I think I understand people's skepticism. I would just say that that skepticism is misplaced. I don't want to derail this test, but have you talked about travel vloggers who simp over Poland? Like, oh, I... Briefly, Daniel. It might actually be a fun stream segment in the future. My hair is... I'm not a woman. Although... Nah, yeah, no. Because honorary lesbian doesn't work that way. At some point I probably will, Daniel, because like passport bros yapping shit about my country is so cringe. I read contemporary philosophers. I don't do any reading at all. Proudly. I like philosophy, I just don't like reading. ADHD and shit. Within my political movement, company, or social group, we should elevate voices from minority identity groups. I agree. I respect people's neopronouns or xenogenders. Again, very neutral. I have never met anyone who has one of those. I know of one person and I've never exchanged words with them. Transgender people are the gender they say they are. Strongly agree. Women only. I dress, not a woman. If entertainment media or commercials have a certain identity makeup, whether that be a lack of diversity or forced diversity, that upsets me. I would actually agree with this, yeah. I am waiting until marriage for sex. Yeah, no. It's good when companies publicly support progressive social causes. If it was legit support, I would say I agree. Rainbow capitalism, I dig just because it advances like the right agenda, but obviously fake support sucks dick, and you can tell when it's fake. It's very fucking clear when it's fake. I'm gonna go with agree though, because I like rainbow capitalism. Does representation or lack of it offend you? Kinda both actually, Ray. Kinda legitimately both. It just depends on the given advert. Men should hold a position of power over women in society. That's a fucking charged one. I'm gonna go strongly disagree because I think the question's like predicating the idea that all men over all women, and like men's job is to hold that power. You know what I mean? That's gonna be a strong fuck off from me. My hair is dyed. I don't like the hair questions. Very fucking rude. What is it? Dyed in non-standard colors, dyed blonde, highlights, dyed natural. I don't have hair. Women should also lift. Everyone should lift, okay? There is no excuse to be weak, unless we're talking like physical disability that prevents you from lifting, in which case that is a very valid excuse, and God bless. Wouldn't strongly disagree mean that you want women over men? I wouldn't say so, Barn. I would read it as strongly disagree here means that you don't believe that men should hold that position over women. Telling somebody to kill themselves crosses a line. I will agree, but I will not strongly agree. There is always a time to bring out the big guns. It just depends. It just truly depends. Like, do you guys remember Vorsh's invocation of Slur for the power of good? There is a time for everything. Language is a fickle beast, and sometimes you've got to utilize it. And Vorsh shouldn't have walked back from that, okay? Vorsh dropped that slur like a fucking slur-slinging wizard. It was a thing of beauty. Being there, seeing it, hearing it, it was like being cradled by Aphrodite's thighs. It was a truly, truly marvelous moment for the ages, and they took it from us. They took it from us for no reason. Dr. the Man asking, when is rape okay? Where's the tactics? That one's never okay. That might be one of the few things that's never okay. Racism's never okay either. There are things that are never okay, but we're talking about language, right? Like telling someone something. You are a very strange man, Doctor. Rainbow capitalism is the canary in the coal mine. Sort of, yeah, Wind, but I will take it over a lack of, you know what I mean? Like, it's just because it's not ideal doesn't mean that I'm not gonna utilize it for what it is. Who added Who added this emote to the Twitch chat? Fuck, it disconnected me on my end. Who added the bold fucking frog emote? Who did that? Who's done that? Oh, okay, it doesn't fucking work when I do it. Oh, there we go. Needs to be capitalized. What color did your hair used to be? Very blonde. He dropped the taxes folder. Well, yeah, the taxes shit was not great. To say the least. The taxes shit was quite fucking bad, really. I saw, Lua, I saw you in there. I saw you being happy that the cripples are being represented. Don't worry, I ain't gonna forget you. I got you, babes. Countries such as the US and Australia should give a portion of land, particularly important sites and lands agreed in treaties, back to indigenous people. Like, back in what sense? Like that the US doesn't control them anymore and those people do? I'm gonna go with neutral because I don't understand the logistics of that. I'm very under-read on anything that is to do with indigenous people. Because like I don't know how that functions. Just like as far as like the logistics of it itself, I just do not understand. Because I don't think I've ever even covered anything to do with indigenous people. The death penalty should exist for certain crimes. I will say neutral, because in a perfect world where we don't convict people wrongly, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. But as long as conviction is flawed, and as long as we have historical evidence, things like the Bloody Code, for instance, which shows that people fundamentally approach crime with the attitude that they will not get caught and therefore the punishment doesn't matter, it's simply not an effective means of dealing with it. But neutral feels good here. Men only. I have no women friends. Woman friend /S, but only online. One woman friend in real life. Multiple women friends in real life. Okay, real talk chat. Do co-workers count and not count for the purpose of this quiz? How about ex-co-workers that I still meet every now and then for like beer and shit? How about friends of my fiancé's who I do not go and see on my own, but whom, when we see together, we have a good time? Does my mum count? Does my sister count? You can scratch that last one, I'm not... No, I would consider my sister my friend. She's an alright boyo. As long as you talk to them when you aren't forced, I think it counts. Well then yes, then I've got multiple women friends. Because this is a trick question, because if you don't know anything about me, this might seem like we are talking about how maybe I just don't have women friends. But in fact, I don't like leaving my house at all. So it's not that I don't have women friends. If like people I work with don't count, I just don't have friends. Full stop. The only people I know that I spend time with, like my fiancé introduced me to. But I just don't like leaving the house. I just don't, it's not fun out there. Well, when it's summer, it's pretty fun. I can do all right. I do okay in social settings. I'm just very introverted. I like doing presentations and shit at work, but I just don't like leaving when I don't have to leave. And plus, when it's winter, you go outside, it's fucking dark out there, it rains half the time, the wind hurts your face, and you've got to ask yourself, why do you live in a place where the wind hurts your face? It is, again, dark out there. I live in an area where there are wild boars. I've bumped into them a bunch of times. It's dark. It rains, wind hurts my face, there's a fucking wild boar in front of me. There is nothing fun about leaving the house. On the other hand, however, in my house, I've got everything I like. I've got my computer. I've got deliveries to the doorstep. I've got my fridge. I've got my oven. I've got my fiancé. We play board games together. We play actual video games together. We have sex. The sex part I fucking love, and I wouldn't do that outdoors, would I? And outside, there are boars, right? Wild boars. Proper fucking... They are very cute, I will say. The other day, I went into my garden, and I was... after I mowed the lawn, I was just chilling in the garden, and I've heard something to the side of me. But around, like, the back of my garden, there is like this little area where people go with dogs and shit, and there are like trees and grass and all of that good shit. And I've heard some like sounds to my right, but I thought it was just a dog. There is one lady, a neighbor of mine, who whenever she walks by with her dog, it always runs up to the fence, and my cat stares at the dog and the dog stares at my cat, and they stare at each other for 30 seconds and then both fuck off in their own directions. And so I assumed it's the dog. And but I keep hearing it, and it's not really dog-like sounds. So I look to my right finally, and it's like 6 or 7 fucking, one boar is digging into the ground looking for roots and shit to eat. And then there's like a family of 6 little piglets behind it, and they all look like these tiny little cute potatoes with legs. They are legitimately cute as fuck. The adults are terrifying, but they are very cute. It's just, and when they run, it looks so cute when they run, because it's little potatoes with legs. It is legitimately the cutest thing ever. And they run so quickly because the big boars, they're bigger and quicker, so the little ones have to run quicker to catch up to them, and it just looks like zoomy, like a potato that's running away from you. I am attending, or have attended, a prestigious school, a regular university, a trade school. I will not attend college, unsure other. I will say regular university for safety reasons. Tame boars are super cute. They are not tame. The other day, we had my neighbor, a different neighbor, not the one that walks her dog back there, but another neighbor who walks her dog back there. She got attacked by the boars. They mauled her leg and they killed her dog. Like, they're cute when they're sort of a distance from you. Very not cute when they rip your fucking dog apart right in front of you. Yeah. There are some words or phrases people should be socially punished for using. I agree, actually. I strongly agree, actually. But it's not about the words or phrases per se, so I'm gonna go with agree. It's about, like, how they're being used. It's about the intention behind it, but because you can't guess what the intention is always, it's better to not use certain words in public, and I will look at you like you're a fucking freak if you use them, because you should be smart enough to understand that if I don't know you and I can't read your intention, it's fucking weird for you to be bringing that energy into like a back and forth. People describe me as judgmental or abrasive, neither of these. People describe me as a fucking joy to be around. I put pronouns in my bio. Do I have pronouns in my bio everywhere? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with neutral. I don't have any issues with people putting them in their bio, I just don't. And the question seems to be asking me specifically. Menson is gonna shoot you for that one. Please, the egg boy is gonna shoot me for that one. The incompetent fucking, the incompetent, pathetic, sad, fucking man-child's gonna shoot me. Like slurs used with malice. Not even necessarily with malice, Barn. It's like, if I'm out and about and I don't know you, and you're like, you're a white dude around my age group, and you drop the N-bomb, like, I'm gonna be very weirded out by that. If I know you, and you're using it in, like, I don't know, you're like recounting a joke, rapping along, or like for some fucking comedic reason, I'm probably not gonna care. I might not like the fact that you're doing it, but like, I'm not gonna be bothered enough to like do the whole fucking wagging my finger, holier than thou, bad word. I'd rather you not, but I just so don't give a fuck. But if I can't tell, like, if I don't know you and you bring that energy around me, I don't want you around me. My country or people should apologize for crimes and wrongdoings our ancestors have committed. Strongly disagree. Poland has never done any bad to anyone. We're based through and through. I support doing land acknowledgements. What is that? What do we mean by land acknowledgement? Oh, it's like for indigenous people. Again, neutral. I don't know anything about indigenous people. I'm so under-equipped to answer anything related to them. I feel like it's the same as curses. You don't just walk up to random people and say, fuck you know. It actually is very similar to that, Krabby, I would say. Because I will feel uneasy with like people who swear all the time when we're out in public. I don't like that either. Fundamentally, our society is sexist and patriarchal, and this is a bad thing. I will do an agree. I feel like if I do strongly agree, that will be very soy. Agree, I feel comfortable with. Agree, I can defend. Agree, well, in Poland, like if we want to talk about the Confederation, I would be very comfortable with doing strongly agree and defending, but by and large, I think agree I feel good about. But I wouldn't fault myself for going strongly agree on that one, actually. I feel like I'm good with both. The presence of another culture is no threat to my own. Strongly agree. Women only. How much of the domestic labour, childcare, cooking, cleaning would you do in a relationship? Not a woman. No one is illegal on stolen land. I'm going to go with neutral because I feel like this one you can get bogged down in details pretty fucking quickly depending on what land we're talking about. Men only. How much of the domestic labour, childcare, cooking, cleaning, do you or would you do in a relationship? Almost none, a bit, half or more, almost all, not a man, I don't plan on having children. I mean, I feel like half is fair, right? Both me and my fiancé work. Although to be I don't know, because I want to say half or more, as in I would be fine with, logically makes perfect sense. But like in my current relationship, for example, both me and my fiancé work, she makes more money than I do, and I would also say she does more of domestic labor than I do. So should I say a bit, because if I say half or more, I'm hypocritical? Or should we go with half or more, because in theory, I wouldn't mind? I'm going to go with half or more because it makes me feel better about myself, but I feel like there's something in there that if we spend enough time talking about, I might, you know, learn something about myself, maybe. My romantic partner is the same race, a different race, I am single. The same race. We shouldn't expose children to gay or transgender people until they're older. People who put strongly agree or agree on this, I would want to fucking talk to them. Because, like, what do you mean? You mean that, like, do we put the gays in concentration camps and we just don't let children near them? Or does it mean that they just don't get to talk about being gay or transgender? Like, well, who answers this with strongly agree or agree? The family should be abolished. I strongly disagree with this as well. I feel like lefties on that side of the fence are fucking off the deep end. That's what I'm thinking, Hex, yeah. Also, fuck, I need to fix, because this doesn't work. It's supposed to work. Once every hour, this sound is supposed to play.
I live on a basic necessity budget for the most part anyway, okay?
And then there's supposed to be a message in chat saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to put it on the 30-minute timer and just see if it works for now. Because this is supposed to plug in my shit and remind me to tell you to give me money. And obviously Hasan talking about basic necessity budget feels right because funny meme. Sounds like you're having fun with this. I am, Diz. I am. Thank you for the content recommendation, my guy. That's like saying wait till they're older to show them black people. Yeah, I just don't even understand the logistics of how you'd answer this with anything other than strongly disagree. Gender is a social construct, not a natural state of affairs. Yeah, gender is a social construct. Yeah, of course. I just right-click the trigger and say test the trigger. Yeah, but that tests the trigger, not the timer. It's the timer that's the issue. The trigger works. Like, it, even with the previous criteria, it works. It just doesn't do it every 30 minutes as I'm telling it to. I have compared real-life political events to mainstream entertainment such as Star Wars, anime, or Harry Potter. Yeah, I have, of course. That's like basics of media analysis. Online harassment or cancellation is a serious issue, strongly agree. Gender should be abolished, pretty neutral. Don't know that, don't quite understand that. I'm not a gender abolitionist. I am fine with police and government forces using violence against unarmed civilians. I mean, depends what the civilians are doing, right? By and large, no, but not like principally. We should end programs that support diversity, equity, and inclusion in business and government. Strongly disagree. Non-binary only. I am not non-binary. To eat meat is morally wrong. Well, let me tell you something, chat, okay? Your mother, as a matter of fact, eats my meat on a very scheduled basis. And there is nothing wrong about how that feels. But also, as a meat eater, an unapologetic meat eater, man who loves meat, I could eat meat left, right, and center, morning, afternoon, and in the evening. Meat could very well be my second name because I fucking love meat. I'm gonna obviously have to go with strongly agree. Okay, we have escaped the chudness. I am 1, 2, 3, 4 into, 4 and a little bit into is woke, and 2 into acts woke. I'm pretty comfortable with this. Leave chat's mum out of your mouth. Look. I had another one ready and it escaped me. Fuck. Mind virus, true. I think I'm fine with this. Although it does, if you're anywhere around the center bit, it does make it difficult because it's so annoying to like appeal to people when you're in here. I feel like if you're at either end of the extremes, you can just so easily garner an audience by being essentially brain dead. Anywhere around here and every other fucking question warrants new ones that have the people are under-equipped to talk about. And that was from you trying so hard to avoid seeming woke. I don't try to avoid seeming woke. It's in my Discord, Riot. It's in the... let me get it for you, actually. Hold on. Content requests. No. Content ideas, was it maybe? Yo, Diz, where'd you put the quiz? Did you not put it in any of the... in any of the content requests? Where the fuck did I find it, then? Is it in just chatting? Also, just as a quick reminder, if you haven't done so already, I highly encourage you to join my Discord. You'll be notified whenever I go live, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a YouTube video. And we just talk a lot of shit in there. It's good times. The rules are very fucking commonsensical. If you're a lefty, you shouldn't struggle with any of them. If you're on the conservative side, as long as you're not a cunt, you'll be fine as well. It's just cool, you know, cool place, cool peeps, all the good shit. I can't find a link to it. Take care, Krabby Man, take care. And thank you for being here. I appreciate your presence a ton.
Sends his regards. You did well on this scale. Never stop being woke. Naya you woo.
Naya Okay, Robot Man. Zay, thank you very much for 22 euros. That is incredibly kind of you. Thank you, and mwah. That one's special for you. Not even chat's mum gets that one. It's a very uneven relationship we've got going. I got 1.5 on Iswoke and 3 on Actswoke. That is interesting, right? When you get more Actswoke than Iswoke. Wait, is that what I got, by the way? Actswoke. Iswoke. No, okay. I'm more woke than I act from this, right? Closer to the center, I think you actually have to present interesting and well thought out opinions since you don't get to copy the answers from the official approved talking points. Yeah, but on the flip side of that wind, like there are, so obviously a lot of you guys who have come in here from loner boxes who are not familiar with my, like my broader content, you might not know too much about VTuber shit, for example. But currently, especially ever since Trump won a presidency, there's like this very soy, chud, rightoid presence in a lot of VTuber drama circles. And there are these content creators who essentially, if you go against one of them, you go against all of them. And you will find yourself in a situation where like beefing with one person suddenly means that you're not just talking to that one person with say 10,000 subscribers, but you're talking to like this fucking amalgamation monstrosity with 1 million subscribers, because it's like 27 communities in one. And as much as I'm a fan of new ones, that shit gets tiring. Like, I've never even been on the receiving end of it. I just follow the drama every now and then. And it's just seeing it play out. It's just, I guess it's just, you know, part of the course though when you're a content creator. It is what it is.
Another one.
Hey, another one. Thank you for the subscription. Most are intertwined. They are. They absolutely are. Which is also weird because, I don't know. I often talk about how I don't like that it's so much... Like, the left seems to be so much more gatekeepy than the right is. And there are times when that gets real fucking annoying, especially when it comes to, like, defending each other against, like, this you know, spearheaded monstrosity of cunts that are coming at us. But at the same time, like, I cannot imagine being in this unholy alliance with, like, a legit homophobe. You know what I mean? I would think less of myself if there was a content creator who I know is a homophobe and I just tolerate it for reasons. I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe this is the is woke part of me. Fuck knows. In either case, we can talk a little bit about Epstein. I obviously don't want to spend too long of the stream talking about it because not only has everyone spoken about it by now and I don't have that much to add, but also it's a pretty fucking grim topic and I'm just... all of it is depressing, frankly. And at the same time, I understand people who try and escape towards like humor with this. I hardly blame them. But there are a lot of people who are escaping into humor and memeing around the fact that not just a scary part of the Trump admin appears to be harboring fucking nonsense, but it looks like the American president might be one of them, at least as far as Elon Musk's opinion goes. And also, he ran on talking and like leaking the Epstein files, and a bunch of rightoid pundits like libs of TikTok spoke about these files needing to be leaked, and now suddenly we find out there are no files. And I don't like that, because there clearly are, and there are nonces that are being harbored, and there are victims out there. There are real victims. There are people who were fucking raped on this island, who are out there alive, who are being made into a mockery because these cunts are nonsense. Holy, what a jump into a Mariana Trench of a topic. Yeah, I can only apologize.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a...
Hex in YouTube chat saying, I believe he would have been blackmailed earlier in his career if he was one. Well, logically speaking, Hex, I understand where you're coming from, but why the fuck is he... Why are they hiding these? Suddenly there are no client lists? The fuck is... what's her name? What's Epstein's wife's name? It completely escapes me now.
Can I just interrupt
Ghislaine?
for a second? Are you still talking about KrysSpeaks? This guy has been talked about for years. You're asking. We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And our people are still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time?
True. True, though. Like, yeah, like Ghislaine Maxwell is in, like, bro, there is a fucking client list and they don't want to leak it. And if they don't want to leak it, I can only assume that the people on that list either have something on them or are too useful for that to be leaked. Which means that, again, we're back at the harboring nonsense part of the equation. And I don't like that we're harboring nonsense. Like, the thing that, I think the part of it that bothers me so is the unhinged levels of coverage that even I've gone over it on stream time and time again. How much of Trump's running for presidency was based on culture war shit that is to do with like the trans groomers who want to latch onto your children and turn them all into non-binary deerkin whatever the fucks, and these groomers have to be stopped, so we have to kick the groomers out of the military and we have to get rid of the clinics that provide services to these groomers, and the groomers cannot be teachers. And now apparently there is a list out there for people who have partook in the general fucking nonsense that took place on Epstein's Island, and these fuckers are covering it up. Like, it's bullshit. All of it is bullshit. All of it is, but again, there are actual victims out there. I know it's soy and shit, but there are victims out there. And these people are acting like none of that is true. None of that happened. Why don't we spend more time talking about the fucking Jewish weather control lasers? My personal opinion is power plays behind curtains, push and pull, so he gets something for that. Yeah, but Hex, what the fuck can he get for harboring nonsense that I'd be fine with? Probably personal safety. I wouldn't be surprised if all brakes would stop working once it's out. Well, yeah, but at some point, that's sort of why he, like, is the dude in charge and he's got FBI and all of these people, right? Like, at some point, I'm expecting you to, like, be able to handle the consequences of that. Like, bro, if there are so many nonsense in positions of power, we gotta talk about that. The thing is, he was only raping 16-year-olds, which aren't actual children, so it's fine, since 50% of Trump supporters are hebephiles. Jesus, fuck me, bro. Gotta say, the Jewish weather control lasers do sound pretty cool. They do, Bond, they do. That brings me back to why Strobe blocked me. Funnily enough, that's how all of it started. I got... That is a fascinating sentence that I have to spend a sec crafting in order to encapsulate just the ridiculousness of this small drama of mine. Hold on, I'll cook for a little bit whilst I'll try and cook for a little bit. And we can watch a video or two in the meantime, and then I will fully release an ungodly statement into the world that we can clip and keep for posterity, because I feel like it's just there are layers on top of layers on top of layers of just unhinged here. Like, I will actually need a minute to come up with this. In the meantime, there is one gym-related video that I wanted to watch. I like gym, big gym, very, very strong muscles, powerful, okay, got a bench press. It's to do with creatine, or we can do stop killing games. Or we can do a palate cleanser in the shape of fan favorite, GeoGuessr. What are we thinking, chat? Oh, sorry, muted myself when I'm talking to you. Chat is completely divided. GeoGuessr sort of goes against the spirit of stop killing. How? Okay, do you know what? I'm thinking GeoGuessr. We can go with single... No, not campaign though. I don't want to do campaign. We can do classic maps. We did okay with the world mode last time. Famous places I was dog shit at. I don't leave the house and it fucking shows. Poland I was also not very good at. But world we did kind of half decent. Plus, sometimes you guys help me in chat and then I get to claim all the credit anyway because I'm the streamer. And if you think about it, that's a privilege for you guys to take part in my success. So we're going to give this a go. We're going to see how we do on the world. We're going to do moving and 2-minute timer. And let's see if we can beat our high score of 20,000 today. Okay, we're dropped in the middle of nowhere, and it is big flat. So, most probably America or Canada, but by the time we meet a sign, I'm probably not gonna, I'm gonna run out of time. There should be a 98% tax on our streamers. Why would you want to take... Zay, you just gave me money. Why would you want that to be taxed at 98%? I already pay taxes on that shit. Okay, hold on. We've got a truck. That truck is going to be our savior. Because... Dominator 250. Loved in 70 countries. This is America, right? I feel like if there's a truck in a place where it goes Dominator 250, it's got to be somewhere in America. And what are we thinking? Fuck it, somewhere around Dallas. That was an atrocious guess. That was in fact... Oh, it was in Argentina. Okay, well that was a horrible guess. Does that look like English to you? It said in 70 countries in English on there. Like best in 70 countries or some shit. Okay, this is not America. We've got... Only brown people. No whites to speak of anywhere. Ivris. Okay, somewhere. What are we thinking? Let's go up there. Broso said Nueva. Did it? Maybe it did. Maybe I just can't read. Look, I feel like I'm better at this game with positive reinforcement and not negative reinforcement. I'm thinking either Portugal or Mexico at this point. I saw a flag. Wait, did you? Where did you see a flag? Oh, hold on, that looked like election posters. Oh, Colombia. Okay, we're in Colombia here. That helps. I know. Let's. I'm gonna put it between Bogota, Medellin, and Cali. That poll has an insane amount of wires on it. Yeah, it's very common in. Oh, okay. Let's go. What is this? Collectivité Européenne. So we're somewhere in Europe. France, maybe? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Nash. That is a tiny car. It's a proper baby, this. I know we ought not to shame, but... that was a proper small car. That's France. Okay, I'm believing you, okay? We're dropping us into France. I'm going to drop us somewhere in here around Paris. Fuck it. See how close we are. Fantastic guess. It was in fact France. Heyo.
GeoGuessr supremacy, but also please show cat.
Hey, Ray. Thank you for the $2 super chat. If you want to see the cat, I can post some pictures later in my pets channel on Discord. You mean the yapper, right? Or do you mean the one that's always quiet and collected? Target, okay. Okay. I feel like I might know where this is. I have a decent idea of what country we're in here, chat. And I'm going to say this is between Missouri and Illinois. Okay, not a bad guess. I've fucked it completely with that first. Ooh, Asia. Asia. I can tell already. It looks Asian. We're going to fire away some stereotypes right here. Bro's got immaculate drip as well. This is definitely Asia. We're talking like... Okay, this is Japan. I'm gonna guess somewhere around here? Fantastic guess. Not very close. But I'm glad to have recognized it. Okay, 14,000. Not very impressive. Didn't even hit silver medal, chat. Not even silver medal. For effort. Okay, I feel like, because I was thinking in the meantime, and I typed a little bit just to get the bullet points out of the way. I feel like I might have cooked on the sentence to explain to the many of you who have come here as a result of Loner Box's raid, the early segment of the stream and how the Jewish space lasers, what they have to do with it. Do brace yourselves. Like I said, interesting statement to say the least. Jesus, my accent's gone as well. So earlier today, I was blocked by the ultra-Christian wife of one of the most prolific lolicon defenders drama VTubers because I defended the right to partake in dark humor of someone who I believe should be on the sex offender registry when that person was joking about how God killed children in Texas in a flood on purpose because he was poking fun at the ridiculousness of a Republican woman who believes that the flood actually happened because of weather control technology that the evil Democrats and the Jews used to kill their political opposition. That was the early portion of the stream. Which, to be fair, pretty interesting day, I would say. Definitely something I'll remember for a little while. And yeah, that's usually how content here goes. Was the Republican woman Marjorie Taylor Greene? No, it was some random fucking no-name. I don't even know who the fuck this is. This person right here. Kylie Jane Kramer. Creamer? I don't fucking know. Women for America First. Hashtag March for Trump. Official host of Save America rally on January 6th at WH Eclipse. Oh, fuck me sideways. Former producer for Sean Hannity, right turn strategist. Oh, I wish I hadn't fucking read her bio. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh. I'm gonna go back to GeoGuessr. One more attempt, one more fair attempt, and then we're back to content. Okay, let's see. We've got bins here. Bins with writing on them. Squigglies. So we are talking government of Ajman. This seems like Middle East to me. We are talking more like... I'm thinking United Arab Emirates. Could be Saudi Arabia as well, though. I don't know where that city is, the one where it said under bins. Oh, we've got a sign here, that might help. Department of Sharjah, Dubai. Okay, okay. If we're going to talk Dubai, UAE, I was right on the money. So we're going to be somewhere around here. Ish. Right? Hehehe. Let's fucking go. Banger start. Banger. Okay. Big flat. Weird post boxes. Yellow lines. He is driving on the right side. Canada, maybe? Do not enter, wrong way. Watch me drive here anyway. Watch me go. I'm a rebel. Johnston, Benefit Road. Yellow lines on the ground. They indicate something, but I don't remember if it's Canada or if it's America. I'll see if we can maybe find one of those big fuck off signs. We've got a cemetery here. I need to try and learn the meta at least a little bit. America, you reckon, Stepan? Oh, by the way, fuck me. I see, this is what I mean. That's why I'm dog shit at plugging my own stuff. The subathon that we were going to do a little while ago, unfortunately, had to be postponed on account of, well, me needing to go to a funeral because there was a death in my family. However, now if you head on over to the announcements tab of my Discord, I've proposed new dates that we could do the subathon during. It's going to be a little bit of a mix. I still want to do the Pride theme that I wanted to do. I'm going to guess that it's going to be like somewhere North America, somewhere up here. See how far off we are. Pretty far off. Not too happy about this. If you head on over to the announcement channel, you can vote on what date would suit you most, and I hope to see as many of you there as humanly possible. 25% of all of the money that we raise, of all of the proceedings, will go towards an LGBT charity that here in Poland helps people in rural areas when they've come out and or they struggle with their identity, especially in places in Poland where there isn't that much of that support, and when people are, where people I should say, are pretty anti-LGBT in general. So we've got a good cause to support.
I live on a basic necessity budget for the most part anyway, okay?
It works now. So yes, big event, big subathon, community awards, 25% goes to charity. We have a good time. We do drinking, we do shots, we do roulettes, all types of shit. And I hope to see as many of you there as is humanly possible, and I hope that you will head on over to the announcement channel. As I said, you will not even have to scroll up. It should be second last message in there, where you have 3 dates to choose from. You have 3 dates to choose from. Okay, back to... Oh, if we've got these bad boys, we might be in Thailand again. I'm guessing. I'm gonna drop us. I'm gonna drop us in Thailand and see what happens. This was Bangladesh. Not too impressed with myself. At some point, it was very difficult to tell these places apart. Oh, hold on. We've had road sign here. San Cristobal.
A lot of bad shit happened in the Holocaust.
No, wait,
but
so,
at
okay,
the
this
same
is Mexico, right?
I might not be able to take part in subathon because I'll be probably at the border crisp 2 hands.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Stepan. But don't worry, my friend. Don't worry. We'll think of something. I think it's Mexico. I'm going to drop us in Mexico and see what happens. Okay, it's Guatemala. Okay, I'm not getting any better at this game, chat. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to hear that, Stepan. But if you can manage to make it there, then, I mean, by all means, we will greet you as we always do. And if you don't, then do not worry, buddy. There will be plenty subathons in the future still. And also, as far as the other 75% goes, we're raising money for a new PC so I can play some banger games on stream. So that's also a very good cause. Not quite as good as, you know, helping out gay people here in Poland, but still a pretty good cause, you know. Benefits me, so that makes me happy. Where the fuck am I? Amselweg and a bird here. That tells me nothing. Bumper sticker might have been German. Oh, we've got some writings here, potentially. Okay. Bruggerstrasse. Of course we're in Germany. Nice picking up on the bumper sticker, Nash. Bumper sticker, Nash. Okay, it was actually Switzerland. Wait, how do you know, Sire? Who are you to be so wise in a way? We did even worse. Okay, I'm sorry, chat. GeoGuessr is cursed. Cursed, I tell you. Right, what do we have left for today? I don't know if we'll get to the Hasan with the gun situation. This is also stupid. I fucking hate how... I fucking hate the fact that I'm defending Hasan. And I hate this dude with a passion. Like, he is legit one of the worst content creators out there. And I'm gonna have to defend him because the people against him like Dan are mental. Car of the Swiss registration. Oh, very nice, very nice. I need to get better at picking those things up. I'd argue getting a VTuber streamer a new PC counts as helping the LGBT. Oh, that's going straight into the best of chat channel. Is that Hasan Abi my favorite streamer? Okay, the bottom line of what happened is that Hasan had an unhinged chatter in his chat talking about how Hasan needs to be hanged. And Hasan pulled out a Glock and he was like, come at me, bro. He did something sort of similar but not quite the same to what Charlie, Moist Critical, did to Sneeko. Do you remember the whole like, these are mags, not clips, aura moment with the fucking M4? It was kind of like that, but way more incompetent because it was... Well, first of all, airsoft gun. Second of all, no aura moment. It was just a Glock. And also, Hasan's like weirdly big, so the Glock in his hand doesn't look that intimidating. It looks, you know, no aura. And he pointed at himself 3 times, I believe. But at the same time, unhinged chatter telling him that he needs to be hanged. Hasan's having a moment with his Glock. You'd think that's the end of it. You'd think there is fucking... Wouldn't that imply that the chatter pulled a gun on Hasan first? Because Sneeko flexed and Moist first? Well, yes, to be fair, true. So it's not, like I said, it's not quite the same situation, because that was, you know, guns were involved from Sneeko first. But I'm thinking more so, this is like, if a dude comes into your chat, and the dude's like, you need to be hanged, you need to die, and you pull out a pistol and you go, well, bro, I'm waiting. I care so remarkably little about the fact that you pulled out a gun on stream that I almost struggled to put it into words. In America, no less. Bro, if I had a Glock, I'd be pulling that shit on camera every 2 seconds. Someone tells me to kill myself, aura farming with a Glock. Someone disagrees with my take on politics, aura farming with a Glock. Okay? One of you shows up late to my chat, immediately aura farming with a Glock. I'd be on that shit 24/7. And he was told to die. He was told that, like, to get hanged. So he pulls out a gun, and now Dan Saltman is calling for his deplatforming, or at least for Twitch to take action, because it's explicitly against Twitch's terms of service. And if he immediately made it clear that he just doesn't like Twitch's terms of service, it's one thing. But people spun this into something that it just wasn't. Pull out the V-Glock. Do you know what, Born? I'm actually going to take a note of that because you've given me an idea for a channel redeem. Hold on. I'm going to leave a note for myself. V-Glock channel redeem. Is it actually against TOS? Well, The gun thing, I'm not entirely sure. The doxing part is, but the doxing part is stupid insofar as he typed the chatter's name into YouTube, I believe, and the chatter has the letters Y and T in his fucking name, and then he started talking about him. Now, there is an avenue here where Hasan, as per usual, is the fucking retard of the day, because the actual YouTuber whose channel he pulled up wasn't the chatter that was threatening him, and he started body shaming the shit out of that dude, and that dude has nothing to do with the chatter, and then he doesn't apologize and just pretends to move on. Like, it's just... fuck me, bro. Fuck me. That's at least a story, but these people are talking about how, like, Hasan needs to be deplatformed for threatening to kill a chatter of his.
Last week, a clip went viral of live streamer Hasan pulling out a gun live on air in response to a chatter.
That's kind of fucking quiet.
Last week, a clip went viral of live streamer Hasan pulling out a gun live on air in response to a chatter after the chatter told Hasan that he wants Hasan to be hung.
Hasan is based? Do you mean in the context of this drama, or do you mean in general, PMML? Because in general, I really don't like Hasan. I don't take action against people who do. I've got a few people in my community who like Hasan, but you will find no ally in me in terms of broader takes about Hasan.
And that he will be getting beaten up soon. This then resulted in Hasan pulling up a YouTube channel with the same username as the Twitch account, that being Apex Crypto, and at first he pulled up the wrong guy and laughed at him and made fun of him, with the second attempt him finding the correct account. This of course caused an uproar online, with people debating about whether this was justified or not, with some saying that regardless of the context of the YouTuber coming into Hasan's chat and starting with violent messages, that Hasan has a platform and he is supposed to be more responsible, with others arguing that this is just a FAFO situation. And Moist Critical did the same thing to Sneeko a few years back in response to Sneeko starting things first. Welcome to the internet versus Hasan's gun. It starts when Dan Can Tweet posts this clip with a caption, Hasan doxes a user while threatening them with a firearm. This happened on his last stream.
Is that really doxing? The dude's name is also his YouTube channel. Doxing in like the strictest sense of the word, and like the specific fucking writings of Twitch's TOS, maybe? Doxing if you're not a brain-dead fucking idiot with an agenda? Not even remotely, bro. Not even remotely. I don't even think that what Destiny did to Mike from PA counts as doxing, and Destiny went way more out of his way to find information about Mike from PA than typing the dude's name into the YouTube search bar. Like, you have to be genuinely... It is... Fuck, I don't have it on hand, so you'll have to take my word for it. I'll eat my words if it turns out I'm misremembering. But didn't Dan literally say that he doesn't care about the truth, he cares about winning? Like, this is the same dude who so badly wanted Twitch staff to give him information that he threatened to dox one of them if they don't. If Dan gets involved in anything relating to Hasan, there is an immediate right of the bat 67.2% chance that you can disqualify this drama as a nothing burger when nothing of remote value has happened, because Dan's about to blow it out of proportion, misrepresent, omit important details, and carry on with his agenda. And it's fucking sad. Like, what's the... You can find stuff on Hasan that's legit evidence of him being an absolute cunt, and we're gonna do this?
No ban. I think I understand why in the last 24 hours, some smaller Twitch streamers are starting to also publicly follow his actions now.
It's time to Crusader.
Hasan should visit Josh Null, and we'd see the worst 1v1 ever. I feel like he'd obliterate someone like Josh. Like, say what you will about Hasan, but I feel like as far as the domain of physicality goes, he's gonna do fine.
Iran and Gaza, Mamdani communists. Let's go to war against the left.
in our sincerity and actually delivering for the very working people who've been left behind by our politics, compared with what President Trump has been able to do. You know, over the same period of time that I've been running, has been tell him couldn't get my name right.
The fact that he pointed at himself like 3 times during all of this is so stupid.
Defeated them, and that's what it's going to look like again.
Okay, fair enough. As you may.
Oh, you found his account?
Today, I will show you 3 ways you can use your
Wait, this is the guy?
First thing we want to do is download the YouTube VPN app, which we can do through the first link in the description.
Fuck are you gonna do, bro? Write a petition? Let's do a crusade, he says. Let's do a fucking crusade, he says. Let's hang Hasan and Mamdani for treason, he says. The fuck are you gonna do? Go on a fishing expedition? Try to fucking put malware in my phone? Is that what you're gonna do? You skinny bitch. Ugly ass.
Also, in a very poetic sense, just to justify my earlier soyness, this is a very good example of why, generally speaking, body shaming just isn't a great tactic. Because, like, in this instance, Hasan's got the wrong dude. Hasan's just insulting the appearance of a random YouTuber who has fuck all to do with this drama because he got the wrong dude. With people in chat saying dopey voice.
That's not him, it's this.
Hey yo, that ass G, my bad pimp. That's just what happened when you a motherfucking real ass boss.
Does he even show his face in it?
Ping for US servers is kind of high, or there is.
Oh no, it's even worse. It's even worse.
The part about this that bothers me the most is that he's not even gonna apologize to the random fucking kid that he just put on blast in front of 60,000 people and body shamed. It's just the least you can do. It would be such a human moment, but the fucking bloated ego guy over here with his fucking BB gun just cannot handle being wrong. I still remember Hasan exploding at a trans chatter for lightly criticizing the debate of us. Yeah, bro, grim fucking clip. I know what you're talking about. We've played it plenty of times. That is some depressing shit there.
Fucking dude who is advocating to this fucking dude who's advocating to hang me for treason is mad at me. Okay, is mad at me and doesn't realize that he already got sight-wided. Oh,
himself.
Yeah, they already got fucking clapped, hanged.
Nuxtaku replies, Hasan is a fucking insane person, holy shit. Alt Kek replies, at Twitch support, with Hasan waving around a gun, I feel legitimately scared he is pushing his followers to commit mass shooting events.
Bro, come on.
At Amazon Help, please do something before someone gets hurt. Hasan is going to cause a mass shooting. Bored and Gets Paid says, convenient how you fast forwarded over the part where the chatter is literally threatening to beat him up and hang him. He wasn't threatening him. He was responding to the chatter's literal death threats, and attaches a screenshot of the DMs from Apex Crypto to Hasan, where Apex says, it's time to crusade Iran and Gaza. Mamdani communist. Let's go to war against the left. Hasan Piker getting beat up soon. Mamdani is such an idiot. We will fight the left before they elect a communist. Every infidel shall be hung for treason. Hang Mamdani for treason. Hang Hasan for treason. Captain Crunch quote tweet stand with this picture in the caption, nice airsoft gun, you fucking poser. Circling the gun here, showing the tip of it. Gagatoya replies, no orange markings? And Captain Crunch says, a former Cali resident, the orange markings are only required when transported and sold as is, but once you have it, it's not required to keep on. And Barack says, depending on the state, you'd be right. This is not the case for California. Removing the orange tip is illegal in the state. Tectone quote tweet stand and says, Hasan threatens viewers' life, doxes them, and pulls a gun out.
What's been happening to Tectone recently? Why is he so pathetic? Every time I hear the dude's name is just something incredibly... Like, every time I hear anything about him, I would feel really, really sad for him, if not for the fact that he seems to be a pretty fucking reprehensible person. Like, I just don't... There are markers based on which you can sort of get a decent-ish vibe check, and I don't have any good vibes from Tectone. That chatter was real unhinged. He was, yeah. He's soy. Like soy. Hey, I appreciate that, Rootsy. How are you doing, by the way, love? How's life? How's everything? I hope you are enjoying your week. Do we know the first kid's YouTube channel? I think it might have been a similar name to the chatter. It shouldn't be difficult to find it. I'm curious if Hasan's Brain Dead following left any comments under the YouTube video. That actually is a very worthwhile thing to check out. Hold on. We're at, I'll take a note of the time we're at. We're at 4:34. Because to go back to Tectone, Tectone seems like a... There is... Okay, we're going back into the soy mode for a moment. Not right soy, right? These people are fucking pathetic. I'm talking about like my kind of soy. A lot of these people seem to me like they just kind of don't like women. Like, they're attracted to women, they're heterosexual, but they don't like women. Like, they don't like the human being that is a woman. Like, a woman is there for a purpose, and that purpose is not for liking. That purpose is different. It's ulterior. There is some kind of a thing for which you are there for, and you either fulfill that obligation or they just don't care. And Tectone really feels like that type of dude. Because let's think about this for a moment. So he's got a court case from his ex about like some shady shit going on there in terms of like their relationship. But you know, innocent until proven guilty, kind of whatever. He is beefing with Denims, and out of nowhere, for reasons I don't quite understand. I don't know if this is like a back and forth that I'm maybe only seeing one side of, and I haven't seen the body shaming that he's on the receiving end of. But out of nowhere, he brings up that beefing with Denims would have been more fun if she was at least attractive, but she's an ugly bitch, so it's not really that fun to do. Which, first of all, weird. Second of all, you have to, like... What do you mean Denims is unattractive? Are we lying now? Are we lying because we don't like Denims? Is that what we're doing here? Are we just lying? And then on top of, even if we ignore all of that, the weirdest shit about all of this was when he was watching something of Hasan's, and he started talking about how this isn't the country that his father fought for. And like, his father is a fucking prolific sexual assaulter who has done so much sexual harassment in the army that they had to put a new act in place that they've named after him to protect future women from being sexually harassed by their bosses. And brother's on here talking to me about how this isn't the country his father fought for, when his father is a stone's fucking throw away from being a rapist. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that any of these people like women. It's weird.
3 ways you can use your...
Oh, Apex Crypto. That's the dude's name. Okay, let me have a look if I can find him on YouTube real quick. YouTube. Hey, Neon. How you doing? Apex Crypto. This isn't the country my father raped for. Well, remember, Danny. Okay, remember. Because this is what Tecton said the other day. His father isn't even a rapist. He just did sexual harassment. It's just sexual harassment. So get it right, Chief. Okay, let's see. What video is he pulling up? 3 free phone apps that earn real crypto. 3 free phone apps. Let's see if we can find it. 2 months ago, 50,000 views. No, it looks like people in the comment section are supporting the dude. They're just laughing at Hasan, and the dude's getting a little bit of love. So it will be no harm done, but at the same time, you could still maybe apologize to the dude you've just body shamed for no reason at all, other than the fact that you mixed people up.
The gun out. No ban. I call fat woman fat 2 weeks. Are we starting to understand the issue now? And Chibi Reviews replies, they'll give him a 24-hour ban and be like, see, we did something.
Fucking Tectone, Chibi Reviews. And what's his face? Nux Taco is like a nightmare blunt rotation. That's the type of shit that's going to give you, that's the type of shit that's going to wake you up in the middle of the night with cold sweats and needing to drink water because you're dehydrated.
Quote tweets Dan and says, showing someone's own video that they upload to YouTube by themselves is not doxing. Jay Viper quote tweets the clip and says, this is an instant ban on Twitch, by the way. At least it's supposed to be. XQC reacts to the clip when he tweets it out with a caption. XQC tells Dan Saltzman to hold the nothing burgers and give him something good.
Yeah. Unironically based, but XQC coming in hot again, and he is right.
I think the
incredible.
Guys, this Dan guy, I'm gonna say how it is. I think he's been doing a lot of nothing burgers. Buddy, stay off
Possibly
the nothing
right.
burgers. Otherwise, people will no longer consume your burgers. Okay, just deliver good burgers.
Too late as far as I'm concerned. There are no good burgers that can come from Dan anymore. Dan doesn't care about the quality of the burger. He just wants to throw so many burgers at you that the burger mountain covers you whole. But the burgers taste like shit.
Like, the people will no longer consume it. Be careful, man. Like, stop posting nothing burgers. It's a nothing burger.
Europe Authority replies, L-Take, trying to hold Hasan and his band of retards accountable for their...
Do you know what, Saphiric? I say that and I get shit from people in my chat who defend Burger King quite a lot. Is Burger King any good? Because I don't go there very often because it's expensive. And I feel like KFC's better.
Actions isn't really a nothing burger. Hasan also replies to some of the backlash with this clip that he'd also tweeted out with a caption. Hasan responds to chatter asking him about his crash out with a gun, compares it to Moist Critical doing the same thing.
Is waving a gun around on Twitch considered a crime or breaking terms of service? This is not a real gun. Pussy.
Just out of curiosity, why even is it terms of service? Because it's not on YouTube, right? You can have a gun on YouTube. You can... Are there no, like, gun streamers? Is that not a thing? Do people not have, like, guns in the background and shit? Like, if it was a real gun, we can talk about how Hasan pointed at himself 3 times, but why is this even a rule? What is this, fucking communist Russia? I thought this is America that we're all in. American internet with American rules and American sentiments. Let him wave his fucking gun around. Who gives a shit?
And not only that, but also, I like that this is the new meta. People are like, dude, I can't believe you were...
Burger King is the best fast food burger place and also the cheapest. They don't crack my guy. It's one of the more expensive ones here, and it's one of the more expensive ones in the UK. KFC and McDonald's are far cheaper than Burger King, unless you're one of those people who looks at, like, full burger meals and compares prices of those, instead of, like, looking at the Savers menu, which is where all the fucking Giga Chads go. If you ever go to the Middle East, Burger King slaps so hard, or even if you're in the Dubai airport at any point in your life, I will keep that in mind. Not entirely sure if I'll ever go to Dubai, but I'll keep that in mind. Also, as a quick reminder to everyone on Twitch to like the YouTube broadcast, to everyone on YouTube to also follow me on Twitch, and a reminder to all of you and everyone to join my Discord. Do it right now, or I will have words with you. There was a guy in Twitch poll who pointed his gun at his own head, and, well, to be fair, if you do that shit, you should get banned. Like, I mean waving around in, like, everything other than what he did with pointing at himself part of the equation here. Like, you have a gun, you show the gun, you brandish, you're like, come at me, bro, I've got a gun. Like, I don't know why that would be against TOS. I don't know why I'd give a fuck. Twitch doesn't know that. Any other streamer would be banned and ask questions later. The double standard stuff is worthwhile to talk about, Amanax. It's just... I didn't even know that this itself is against TOS. I know you can't point it at yourself. I know you can't shoot it, but I didn't know that you can't, like, wave it around. You can't even do a fucking Revolver Ocelot shirt.
Waving a gun around. Good luck, dude. Guy comes in here, says, I'm going to assassinate you. I say, good luck. And do this.
I suppose that makes sense to me, Bon. I keep forgetting about that.
The soy right is fucking crying about it. Okay. Good luck. What am I supposed to do if I'm the endless recipient of death threats? I can't even have a little bit of fun with it? Every single person that masturbated when Moist Critical did the exact same...
Neon, if you don't meow afterwards, why even bother? Hey, Smatic, thank you for the subscription, buddy.
...thing, okay, is now going, this guy needs to be banned immediately. Post haste, please. You should keep it in frame. I do. Here you go.
Gosu Prime replies, not real. So who is the actual pussy here, Hasan? It's the guy trying to act hard with a fake gun, because you're a small head bitch, isn't it? Big E replies, Jesus. No one is truly bent about the gun. Everyone is questioning why he still breaks TOS, and is able to get the viewer who is also breaking TOS banned off Twitch immediately while he is still live. Fucking retard. Jacob replies to the clip by saying, lol, Moist Critical did not read the viewer's comments, proceed to dox him and a wrong person.
Fair enough, Tice. That makes sense to me. I just kind of assume that if you do it in the privacy of your own house, then like who gives a fuck? And I don't see why Twitch would care unless you like pointed it yourself or something. Like I'm not married to that take. I would have just assumed that like in the land of the free, you can do whatever the fuck you want with your firearm in the privacy of your own home. And unless you actually fucking shoot yourself with it, why would Twitch give a shit? Any Burger King I've been to in the USA is utter trash, not sure out of the country. It's pretty good in here taste-wise, it's just very expensive. Oh, I've got pizza again, guys. Imagine being me. You cannot imagine being this cool. Imagine fucking winning at life, chat. That's where I'm at right now. I'm a 26-year-old financial crime analyst, VTuber, who is talking about Hasan waving a firearm around on stream to an audience of 60-odd people between Twitch and YouTube, and my fiance brings me pizza, so I have more fun doing it. Just, this is what winning at life feels like. And it feels fucking glorious.
And then act like he's tough. Hasan is a little bitch. Emerald Apple replies, doesn't matter if it's not a real gun. Let's say you try to rob a store with a toy gun that looks real, then you still get charged with armed robbery. And Well Lighthouse replies, but what he said is that he'd defend himself if the guy tried to hang him. Did you see the whole clip or just the Dan Saltman clip chimp? Nicholas Duro tweets out this know the work rules meme, showing Critical holding the gun and the woman saying, aw, you're sweet. Then Hasan holding the gun.
I stand Nicholas on all of this hard.
And hello, human resources? And Howie replies, the difference is that Charlie was responding to being threatened. Hasan is just being a clown. And Nick says, Hasan was being threatened.
It's sort of weird how I used to have such a low opinion about all of the commentary people because I thought it's just mindless fucking drama slop. And I used to watch so much Destiny, and I used to respect Destiny and Dan so much. And like in a matter of months, I think Destiny should go on a sex offender registry. Dan, I just don't believe anything he says anymore. I have to double check everything myself. And Nicholas Diorio, I have a higher opinion of than both of the people I just mentioned combined. Weird how that shit changes.
This just tells me the deceptive edit of the clip you saw swerved past that. And Howie says, yeah, all I saw was Hasan waving his gun around obnoxiously. And Nick says, the guy said people were gonna run up on him and calling for Hasan to be hung. And Cody Hall replies, people who openly support terrorists should be hung. And Dior replies, you're completely lost. Queen in Yellow tweets out this clip with the caption, Asmongold admits he's too dim-witted to comprehend implication.
So yeah, Hasan's response to the gun drama brings up the Charlie gun. Yeah, I mean, I saw a little bit about that. I don't know exactly. I mean, it's not, the difference is that Charlie brought up a gun and he was explaining the pieces of a gun. He wasn't using it as a threat.
For the most part anyway, okay?
Thank you, Hasan. Guys, remember to support, to like, to subscribe. I will fix the timer for the next stream. It's just for now, it is what it is. And also, fuck, join my Patreon. Even if not the paid version of it, join the free one. It's worthwhile. I'm trying to get as many people in there as possible. If you want to donate like $1 or a euro, the cheapest tier is like $1. Not a lot of money. I'd well appreciate it. Trying to get people in there. Click the link, join the Patreon, support your boy. Let me put the link in YouTube chat manually as well, because the bot doesn't do it for some reason today. There you go. Jump in there. Trust. Trust.
Hasan was using it obviously as a threat. It's a totally different context.
The day after I posted my response, he went on stream and had a huge unhinged tantrum and meltdown about the whole thing, and then he sent some of his viewers over. So I was joking with them, saying like, oh, you guys must have just stopped the Cuties watch party over there at Sneeko's stream, right? Welcome, cucks, that kind of shit. And it got really under his skin in a big way, so he started dancing around with a gun and threatening to come shoot me. So he kept saying, oh, you're in Tampa, right? I'll come see you, waving his gun around and dancing.
You wanna watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips. You want me to watch your clips? Watch my
Sneako's
clips.
so pathetic.
These are the only clips I'm watching. You were?
Now, the reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream, I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs. So I said watch my clips to see what I was saying about you. I had to communicate via Twitch clips. And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips, you absolute fucking dummy. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips, you look fucking stupid here.
Tim tweets out this photo with a caption, "They're using the classic skin tone card," showing this meme of Critical to Hasan, saying that it's okay because Critical is white, and then down to not okay for not white, showing Hasan. And Cactus coaches the post by saying, "Hasan is white." Anchovy Enthusiast replies, "Turks are not white." And Blah says, "Turks can be white like Latinos can also be white." Ethan Klein then responds to all this on his Instagram story when he posts this caption saying, "This from the same people that drone on and on that I doxed public-facing Instagram accounts for clicking their profile. Now is the time to show the same energy, y'all. Elsewise, the hypocrisy will be overwhelming. Not to mention how absolutely insane it is to do this while brandishing a weapon, and apparently it's not even the correct person. Do you see now how nothing matters to these people? Hasan, you spent the last year calling me a doxer for doing the same exact thing, except you targeted the wrong person while holding a gun that at least looks real. I'm not offended by what you did. I just find the brazen hypocrisy funny. You and your underlings have zero consistent morals."
Is Instagram like better monetized? Why does he communicate with people through Instagram? Is there like a word count limit? Is it the monetization? Is it something else entirely? Because like I think Nuxtaku does something similar. Nux, I think like his YouTube does His tweets do dog shit fucking abysmal. I think a lot of people just don't like him. But I think he does quite well on Instagram. And I don't ever use Instagram. I have no fucking idea how that platform works. I know a lot of the cosplay chicks that I follow on Twitter have an Instagram, but whenever I click on the Instagram to see more, you know, cosplays, it always tells you to make an account and I don't wanna. Is it monetization? Is there some reason behind it? What are you eating? I'm having pizza, Ray. I just don't care about Ethan. I don't blame you, Danny. I truly don't blame you.
You change it day to day to suit your needs and the audience plays along, reveling in the obvious double standard. Separately, I've never seen such unequal enforcement of the rules as on Twitch. It's approaching criminal negligence. When Twitch inevitably implodes, I hope Dan Clancy ends up in jail or blacklisted from ever working in tech again. He is sacrificing the entire platform to protect one person. It's absolutely sick. And he tweets out another clip of Hasan with the caption, "Hasan reacts to chatter calling him out for threatening YouTuber with a gun. Shows it off again."
Pepperoni and cheese, Andreas, and it is very good. Homemade pizza that my fiance made. So it was made not just with good ingredients, it was made with love as well.
No, just get a little worried.
Someone just said, "Why did you threaten a YouTuber with a gun?" Dog, that YouTuber literally said, "I should be hanged." And I said,
"What?
Good luck."
When did this happen?
And I just showed this. I said, "Good luck with that." Why'd you threaten a YouTuber with a gun? That YouTuber literally said, "Me and Zoran Mamdani should be hanged."
Who was this guy?
Thank you, Nix. How are you doing, love?
Fucking crypto dickhead. And then they got subsequently banned immediately.
And thank
too.
you for the subscription, silly. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, it's also not a real gun.
Right.
Don't worry.
Then the other Apex crypto that is involved in this whole situation, not the one that actually typed the messages, but the first one that Hasan pulled up, replies to Dan's original clip that we looked at earlier and said, "Damn, that's me. I definitely did not comment any of the messages he read, but thanks for calling me an ugly, skinny bitch, I guess." Night Phoenix Press replies, "Did he even apologize? I think I know the answer, but did he?" And Apex Crypto says, "Nope." Hazed Parallax replies, "Luckily he didn't say someone was fat. Could have gotten banned."
How fucking dare you, silly? How dare you? You absolute bastard.
Fucking Twitch's head ain't on straight. And Apex says, "He called me
Neapolitana or Chastolina?" I don't know what the fuck any of those words mean, my guy.
skinny though. That's still body shaming, no? And Heat Shot replies, I guess calling some Apex says he didn't say someone the answer, but did he? And Apex Crypto says, nope. Hazed Parallax replies, luckily he didn't say someone was fat, could have gotten banned. Fucking Twitch's head ain't on straight. And Apex says, he called me skinny though. That's still body shaming, no? And Heat Shot replies, I guess calling someone a skinny bitch is fine, but calling someone who does corn a whore or calling someone fat is off limits for Twitch. And Apex replies, right?
To be fair, if you call someone a whore just because they do porn, I'm not going to feel all that bad with you being banned. You seem to have issues.
Words can hurt. And Leroy Jenkins replies to him by saying, bro, file someone at Twitch and make it go public. You got doxxed and called out. Make it public so Twitch feels pressure. You become famous and get more views. It's a win-win situation. Make some clout and cash. Ethan Klein also posts this on his Instagram story.
Oh, in that case, Thin, Arnax. Thindo.
With a caption, the person Hasan pulled his handgun on and doxed. If he doesn't apologize, he has no soul. Khloe Kardashian replies, Hasan will not apologize because he did nothing wrong. But if it sounds like he's apologizing, it's only because you MAGA losers want him to apologize, and you're hearing an apology that's not there. Chad will back him up, as will Twitch's CEO. Pristine Taurus 916 also posts a tweet on the H3H2 Productions subreddit and captions it, innocent person Hasan pulled a gun on, threatened, body shamed, and harassed, responded. And Cute Insect replies, if Ethan had done this, it's the only thing we'd hear about for the next year.
That is true.
Let's see how many of these sycophants actually care. And OP replies, notice the same people who attribute malice to watermelons don't feel that way about a gun. Neo Damascus says, if Ethan had pulled a fake gun out on live, he'd be swatted in 3 seconds and there would be a $20,000 upvoted foam.
If they focused on this entirely, this is such a fucking strong argument against Hasan. But no, let's talk about doxing. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Chief?
Wah posts about it. And Financial Ad replies, what do you mean? Kids eating watermelon is 500 times worse than this, obviously. Kinjibo replies, remember when Olivia said Amaranth's husband's name and people attacked the wrong person and she's been getting shit for it for 3 years? Even after she apologized for it multiple times and the guy said it's okay and he received a lot of compliments and support after, Hasan doxed and threatened the wrong guy with a gun. His fan base does not give a shit. And somehow you're in the wrong if you give a shit. He already whined on stream about people calling him out about it. This dude is probably going to be called a genocide supporter just for coming out and saying it wasn't cool what Hasan did to him. Hasan is a fucking freak. Professional Sir posts on the R Hasan Piker subreddit that tweet we read earlier by Alt Kek with the title, they really upped the schizophrenia this time, where Alt Kek is adding Twitch support and Amazon help for support, and your favorite mortician replies.
To be fair, I just don't understand why Hasan can't apologize. I know it falls on deaf ears, but bro, you pulled up the wrong guy's face onto your stream to tens of thousands of people. You body shamed him. You insulted him. You did everything to him that like we're supposed to stand in opposition to as people who have certain principles, which I know that Hasan doesn't, but at least he claims to. And like the least you can do is apologize. And I feel like I would personally not give a fuck anymore as soon as he'd apologize. Like the moment he'd say, yeah, sorry, that's my bad. I got way too fucking aggro. I shouldn't have done that. Sorry. Like I would be okay with it. Still hypocritical and worth pointing out, but like no actual thing that I would care about beyond that point. Pepperoni's number one for me, Smatic. But margarita I like as well. Ego, yeah. I mean, yeah. Hey, Dameter. Thank you for the follow. Hello and welcome. Thor would apologize about stop killing games first. That would be a fight of fucking giants. But also, oh yeah, because you weren't here, Barn, because you're new, right? You have just joined us, so you don't know about this rule. We have a very, very important rule in chat, okay? And you have to abide by this rule. It is one of the most crucial rules in my chat, okay? When we talk about pirate software, Thor is a badass name. Thor is a cool name. When he's being a little baby diaper wearing bitch who misconstrues people's arguments, lies about them, shits on them, and then only ever defends himself with his ego in the most fragile, pathetic way possible, he loses the Thor pass, okay? Then that goes back to being his second name, and we go back to calling him Jason. Because when he's pathetic, he's just Jason. He doesn't get no Thor in this chat. And Jason is a whiny little bitch.
Republicans have the biggest hard-on for guns ever, until the left have them, I guess? And Techno City replies, Republicans penned and signed California's strictest gun laws because people with the wrong skin...
We are, Tice. Hello. We are just about to wrap up the video, but we are still on that topic. I don't know if it would be enough, but I don't know as far as the TOS goes, Tice, or the legality of it, but in my personal, like, morality, my personal code, fair game. Like, I would take no issue with it at all. Thor is a fairly common name in Scandinavia. It's still very cool, though. And if he would, Barn, yeah, if he apologized, he would regain the Thor, but for now, he's just Jason.
Color exercise their Second Amendment rights exactly as intended. Shiv's Buttbot replies, the people who hate Hasan watch more of his streams than me. I have no clue what they're talking about. And Shaquille O'Neal says, he had an airsoft gun that looks like a handgun out on his desk. Chat kept asking about it. He pulled the magazine out to show it was just airsoft. He made a point that even if the gun were real, he's allowed to have a gun to protect himself. He then said that no one had issues when Charlie pulled out a gun on stream. Litton replies, what the fuck? I sincerely doubt he's the first or thousandth person to show a BB gun on Twitch. The bad faith is really ramping up. And Pantsless Modesty replies, Hasan has gone to an actual gun range with actual guns multiple times. This is baby shit. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Southside, and Coldest Bandito. Thank you guys so much for the support. Sorry for the lack of uploads the last couple of days. I was moving across the country.
Yeah, this is beyond the body shaming that should absolutely be pointed out and bullied. This is such a nothing burger. It's such a pathetic drama. There is no doxing here. There is nothing. You can talk about the double standard with Twitch's TOS, and you can talk about the doxing, but it's just, I feel like Dan is a fucking government-fueled and designed prototype android created for the sole purpose of trying to find out how many anti-Hasan people he can get to defend Hasan when he continuously goes after him in the most incompetent manner imaginable. Ah, fuck me. He did, Matt. Yes, it was pretty obvious, at least to me watching it, that they've realized it's the wrong person. But he didn't apologize. He didn't like take anything back. He just pulled up the wrong guy, called him a skinny bitch, laughed at him for being like too weak, meek, and incompetent to do anything to him. Realizes the wrong dude. Said, "Oh, wrong dude." Pulled up the right one. Carried on as though he didn't just body shame the shit out of some random fucking skinny young adult. Twitch's 1000th... Yeah, of course, Neon. Of course. The rules don't apply there, do they? Why Jason? Oh, Amanax. That's his name. You know Pirate Software? Thor Hall? Thor is his second name. Or middle name. Drugie imię. Środkowe imię? It's not his first name, either way. His first name is Jason, but Thor is cooler, so he goes by Thor. He introduces himself as Thor. But for as long as he's being a whiny little bitch, he's Jason. Jason, silly. Jason streams. Okay, while I still got pizza, we're gonna watch the Creatine scandal, and we are gonna leave Stop Killing Games for next week. Because I still have some shit to do, but I want to talk about Creatine, because I like talking about gym topics.
Where people sell sweets online, and that they lie to their customers by telling them that they have creatine inside them. Imagine that they make millions of dollars doing this, They completely get away with it whilst fooling their audiences.
5 grams of creatine.
5 grams of creatine. You get 5 grams of creatine.
2 months ago, I unveiled a multi-million-pound scam, including creatine gummies. I didn't think the situation could get worse, but it's not just worse, it's bad. For those of you that didn't watch the last video, creatine has many benefits.
The best science seems to say that you'd probably gain something around 2 to 3 extra pounds or 1 to 1.5 extra kilos of lean mass.
Creatine is pure fire. Even if you don't go to the gym, creatine's like a legitimately really fucking good thing to take. It's legal, it's natural, it is incredible. You can think of it as extra batteries of energy that it provides in your day-to-day.
Creatine can also help you build muscle about 1/3 faster. So if it would have taken you 5 months to add 5 pounds of muscle before, creatine could help you do it in 3.5 months instead.
5 grams of creatine monohydrate every day, and timing doesn't matter, is gonna sort you out.
Administering 5 grams of creatine every day to a lot of people is just too much. To some people,
weak stock. Weak stock. Get a fucking bag of creatine, dry scoop that bitch into your mouth, drink water to flush it down. Takes 30 seconds, you're done.
they would much rather have a delicious gummy to get their creatine quota. And then instead of having to carry around a bag of white powder that you can mix in with water and drink it, you could just eat sweets every day and it would be beneficial to your health and your composition. I get it. There are even more companies making millions of pounds. And what they don't realize is I've tested them all. We're going to look at how much creatine is really in each brand's gummies compared to what their claims are. We're going to look at falsified claims that some of these businesses are making. But before we get into it, we just need to ask ourselves a question. Is it actually possible to get the amount of creatine that you need on a daily basis into nice tasting gummies that people can take? As the popularity of creatine gummies increases, whether it's through Amazon or TikTok Shop, I'm going to get to the bottom of whether or not these creatine gummies actually have any creatine in them. So today, these are going to be sent off to the lab for testing.
$300 a pop. Okay.
$300 a go. US. God. Things I do for the people, eh? Making videos like this comes with legal repercussions. I've been sued, threatened with legal. It comes with the territory of calling out BS. So
Silly V in Twitch chat asking, should people who don't exercise take creatine? Should isn't a word that I would use here, but it will only have beneficial effects on you. Creatine will always have beneficial effects on you. 5 grams of, if you do more than 5 grams a day, it's not going to do anything. It's just, there's no point. 5 grams, one small scoop that creatine monohydrate usually comes in a baggie with, will only have beneficial effects. Irrespective of whether you exercise or not, it will always have a beneficial effect. What if I do 1,000 kilograms? You will die.
I thought I'd just remind some of the businesses that I'm going to be mentioning in this video. If you wish to take me to court, fine. I'll be bringing the Eurofins test with me, and I've got stockpiles of stock of your products, which I'll happily bring to court as well. Any of you that threaten me with legal or cease and desists, they're probably going to find their way to my Instagram story pretty fast. So let the games begin. Now, just before we get into the results, that previous company, Overload, who even put out a statement saying that they were going to investigate what exactly had happened with their gummies, you would at least think that their last batch of the cherry cola gummies would contain creatine. So not only did I test the cherry cola flavor once, I tested it twice, and both times, little to no creatine found. Now, I'm not sure if you believe in coincidences, but another brand cropped up a few days after my last video and started running paid ads all across America. Conveniently, these paid ads weren't put across my two biggest territories of following, being Australia and the United Kingdom. The brand changed its name.
I will take a note of that, Matt, but I seriously doubt anything that has... Like, the science on creatine is so fucking complete at this point. The number of studies that they've done on this is beyond profound. It's one of the most tested... it's one of the most tested supplements. It's like whey protein. Like, if you had a gym study now that tells that whey protein doesn't actually do anything for you. Like, I can't even compute that sentence. But thank you for linking it, Matt. I will definitely check it out later and I'll get back to you next time I'm live.
And, of course, I've ordered some of those too, and they will be going off to testing. Now, the packaging has changed, the branding is very similar, but what leads me to believe that this could be the same company is they've conveniently made the same spelling mistakes in the same area of the product. And although I don't have the results on, conveniently made the same...
Athletic. Oh, that is embarrassing. What are you doing? It's a... I don't know, bro. Come on. Does it come in pills? I think you can get it in pills. I don't. Because, like, what's the... I don't know, I feel like what I do, literally... Hold on, let me finish eating this bite of pizza and I'll get back to you in just a moment.
Spelling mistakes in the same area of the product. And although I don't have the results on those gummies, just made the same spelling mistakes.
Oh god, yeah, formulated. Formulated.
In the same area of the product. And although I don't have
Carrick,
the results on those gummies just yet, I can't help but think that I've been shortchanged with the amount of gummies purported on the side of the packet. And for any of those companies in question, if you...
Jesus, I needed that food so... Oh, that's fucking great. In terms of pills, Andreas, I believe that creatine does come in pills. I personally take it... I take it raw. I take it dry. I take it fucking without any protection. But for real, what I do, I get flavored creatine because it's easier to dry scoop it that way for me. I pour myself a glass of water, juice. I sometimes have it with my fucking Monster Energy. Doesn't matter. Literally any drink that I have on me, any drink that I have near me, take 1 scoop of creatine, right? Balance it out so it's 1 full scoop. Lift your head up, lift it above your mouth, right? Have your mouth opened. Bend your wrist over so that the scoop falls into your mouth. Try and get as much of it on your tongue so it doesn't get around your teeth because it can be, like you can get like a weird sensation when it gets stuck on your teeth. So you get it on your tongue, get a mouthful of drink and swallow, and you're good to go. Fucking like this. Literally the whole process for me takes like 30 seconds, legitimately, if not less than that. I keep a bag of creatine in the kitchen. It's just so easy to get it done. Do you want to become Giga Chaz by taking sketchy Temu pills? Not quite. No, no. I mean, we do want to become Giga Chads, but not from Temu items. Flavored is worse value though, costs more and you get less product. Over with what I get, I think the price difference is incredibly marginal. Like, I don't even think it's dollars one way or another. I think it would literally be cents one way or another. I'll actually have a look for you. Hold on. I'll find it on the website that I get it on. So let's say I do 1 kilogram bag without any... there's a sale right now. Oh, that is a big fucking sale. Holy shit. That's like 50%. I'm going to be buying creatine today. God damn. 1 kilo of creatine for 169 zloty. That's $46 for 1 kilogram of creatine. You take 5 grams a day. So that's what, 1,000 divided by 5? That's enough creatine for 200 days for $40. Does it go bad? It does, but it goes, like you can have it for over a year, I think, before it goes bad. A year and a little bit, I think. It might be closer to 2 years for some. Okay, so without any flavoring, 169. I want... Niebieskie maliny. Let's go. The price doesn't even change. Still, 169. A fucking banger price. Sheesh. Yeah, I'll be buying creatine later tonight. Let's fucking go.
Rebrand or pop up as another convenient...
Do you take it in the morning? I actually usually take it in the evening, Barn. It's one of the last things I'll do before I brush my teeth. Although you have to aim well when you do that, because otherwise if you aim bad and it gets on your teeth and you don't properly swallow all of it and then you go and brush your teeth, you don't take the creatine, you know what I mean? You will just like flush it out of your mouth. Hey, look at that. Look at that, you Carrick.
In business within a few days, it's not very hard to find this, to track this, and to see your adverts. Now, there is some positive news. There are some companies that are legitimate, that do have the right amount of creatine in their gummies. So why don't we get into the results? We are kicking things off with my good friends Overload. The Cherry Cola,
the price difference.
Fan favorite, anticipated. Sample weight, 3 grams.
Can I boof it up my ass? You can, in the sense that it's possible. I don't think you should, though.
Creatine monohydrate, 0.019, less than 2% of the required amount, which is fine. All you need to do is take 50 servings, which would be well over 100 gummies to get your RDA of creatine for the day. It's not looking good, bruv. But James, what if you got a bad batch? Don't worry, we tested them twice. What about this batch? Any better? Again, delivering less than 2% of the claimed creatine. Enter into the mix Gains Nutrition Blue Raspberry flavor. It contains barely 1% of what's claimed, even worse than the other two you tested. Unique Physique Creatine Gummies, strawberry. It's about the same here.
That's not even a bad outcome. There is no outcome here. This is not a passing grade. This isn't a grade. This is the you retake the test kind of a thing. If you get a score like this on the exam, the teacher just looks at you.
Overload said, less than 2% creatine. Create Blue Raspberry flavor. It's nice to see an actual wallop. 3 gummies contains 3.25 creatine. Now, some of you may notice there's another thing here called creatinine, which sometimes creatine can be converted into. Unfortunately, that means it's of no use. Yeah, it's a waste byproduct that forms when creatine breaks down. So in some cases, if we're seeing slightly less creatine and more creatinine, it just means that we're experiencing a bit of wastage. There could have been more creatine in there in the beginning. I'll tell you what's interesting. Every time we Google a creatine gummy brand, you'll notice that there's this brand here called Push. They seem to be very pushy with their paid ads, don't they? Create here claim, each gummy contains 1.5 grams of creatine. Nearly, just over 1 gram per gummy. But it's better than everywhere else. Here we have Well Boost Creatine Gummies, Strawberry Banana. Again, when I Google this company, it just seems that this company called Push, which are probably the most popular creatine gummy brand in Australia and New Zealand. And Well Boost, let's just say that your branding is a bit mad. Your gummies don't look too appealing. He is on steroids, 100%. But you contain creatine. Fair play. Nice to see a serving size above the 5 grams, the elixir, the efficacious amount of creatine necessary for the gains. My Vitamins Creatine Gummies Lemon Flavor. Again, that brand called Push. 3 grams of creatine per serving. And you know what?
That's a homeopathic dose. Literally someone in the lab might have been taking creatine and accidentally coughed on those gummies. He's grim. Is this YouTube channel your alt YouTube channel for shilling creatine? How much do you make per sale? Unironically, if I could ever land sponsorships in the future, I would so much more prefer to be sponsored by some company that I use the product of. The unironic #1 fucking peak sponsorship that I could ever ask for, in terms of I would be happy to recommend it to you because it's a product I use, would be Huel. But Huel is they're paired with big fucking people. They're represented by Idris Elba, I'm pretty sure. I ain't landing a Huel sponsorship. Monster Energy I'd be happy to be sponsored by, but that's because I drink those, but I don't think they're good for you. I just like them. I would take that sponsorship though.
Fair play. You're not lying. Ronseal does what it says on the tin. Probably that little 0.5 was broken down into creatinine, but we'll take it. Since we started this project, Push Gummies very conveniently put up something on their Facebook talking about how Push Gummies are tested. Testing is a top priority for us. We're committed to delivering the highest quality gummies possible. Great. This is the interesting part.
What is Huel actually? Huel is a liquid diet replacer that I use to supplement my diet. It is essentially this thick shake that you make, and per serving you end up buying, I think it costs something like $1.27, something like that per serving. You buy them in big bags. You prepare them the same as you would a protein shake. And in one proper serving, you have 400 calories and 40 grams of protein. And you can make them with milk instead of water. So you get even extra calories and protein on top of that. Now, your body can't actually make use of that high of a protein intake in one meal, so some of that will get turned to fat, but it works so incredibly well for me and my lifestyle. I do live on a basic necessity budget, and if you want to change that, I highly encourage you to throw money at me. So yeah, I will often have a Huel in the evening, right? Or if I have a particularly busy day and I'm snackish, I want to eat something, I've already had breakfast, but second breakfast, dinner or lunch or whatever the fuck is still some ways away, I will have a Huel and I will feel really fucking good about it. I have it with worm milk, And it is so fucking good, man. How do they taste? With water, fucking horrid. Acquired taste. You will need to get used to it. You will want to vomit the first time you have it. Once you get used to it, they go down easy. No, not warm, as in warm, as in hot temperature. With water, they are like, when I had them, when I first had Huel for the very first time in my life, was in my first year of uni. I had it with water. Until I got used to it, I would feel like vomiting when I had it. But when I started drinking it with milk, with heated milk, oh man, that is a fucking game changer. Like, it's not like delicious, but it's genuinely good. They do a flavor now. I have it. I have one baggie left of it. I need to, I think I get my delivery relatively soon. I have one baggie of this cinnamon cookie flavor. And when I have it with milk, it tastes like Cinni Minis. It's just, it works for me perfectly. Might actually be good for me. I'm also bad at keeping up my weight by eating. The only thing I'll also say is that if your body is not used to liquid diet, for the first couple of days, potentially weeks, it depends, you will be shitting a lot and you will be shitting watery. It's a changing your diet from solid foods to liquid takes some getting used to by your body. Once you're used to it, I fucking love it. I really like having a lot of liquid in my diet. I don't like chewing food, and I sometimes forget to eat. So drinking calories is really fucking convenient for me. But you will shit. Still, I would legitimately, if I was sponsored by Huel, I would legitimately be happy to shill that product because it's a product that I use. I think I drank a ready-made from a bottle once and it took like 3 sips and threw it away. It was so bad. I've never had the ready-made ones. Like, price-wise, it doesn't seem like a good deal for me. Because a lot of Huel is expensive, but I get Black Edition. I get it in a subscription. And it works out to being... I can't remember how much it works out to being. 9 złoty for per like a protein shake drink thingy. It's not the cheapest, but it has like the full assortment of vitamins and minerals that you need. 400 calories, 40 grams of protein. It gets me going.
For creatine content, we test with the world-leading facility Eurofins, which is who I've tested your gummies with. And Eurofins has developed the modified USP creatine monograph, specifically for pectin-based gummies. Cool. Pectin-based gummies are your vegan types of gummies, and we'll get into that in a second and the importance. You say...
Oh, I didn't know they sell them on Allegro. Although I suppose that would make sense that they do. Do they sell regular Huel on Allegro as well?
I hear that every batch of Push gummies has consistently met or slightly exceeded the intended creatine dose. We're fully transparent with our results and publish each batch report on the testing website. This is where things get interesting. It's important to note that standard creatine tests were originally developed for powders and biological tissues.
Oh, they do,
so
but
you're
it's
saying these
basically the
methods
same
aren't
price.
suitable for pectin-based gummies and may inaccurately show no creatine present. So this is where things get interesting.
Also, I will say, Huel does this thing where I don't know if this is illegal, but sometimes when you order from Huel for the first time, they will send you a t-shirt for free. And like at least once a year, they send me a t-shirt for free when it's not my first order. And I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or if something like fucky happens with my order and I just get a t-shirt out of it. But I do wear their t-shirts to the gym sometimes, and like I have 3 now. And look, I'm just saying, free clothing, free clothing.
I think and assume that you are trying to deflect allegations here, and I'll explain why. First of all, a few of your reports that you put on your website have redacted QR codes, and as we saw from the previous video, these forms, when you share them, must be shown in their entirety for them to be valid.
Okay, so maybe it's not anything illegal happening, Feli. That's good, that's good, that's what we want.
Not only that, you're saying that you use a certain way of testing because other tests are inaccurate, but several of the other brands in which I tested also use pectin, the same thing that you're saying interferes with the detection of creatine. If the testing method was inconsistent, why is it that other brands with pectin-based gummies the same as your own showed very clearly and evident that there was creatine in the gummies. Why is it that when creatine is in another brand's pectin gummy, we can detect it using our method of testing, but when we tested yours, we can't? I've liaised with some other people conducting these same tests.
If I already believed the dude from the moment I found out the QR codes are not available. That's it. Like, that will be enough for me to arrive at certain conclusions.
And we're using a method called HPCL, and the other people in question are using one called UPCL, high pressure and ultra high pressure. Now, I will admit, between our testing and their testing, we both identify relatively small discrepancies in the amount of creatine detected in each gummy, but it's clear as day and consistent across all the data we have that we can determine very easily whether or not there is creatine inside a gummy or there isn't. Even if this method of detecting creatine was inaccurate, how do you explain that other pectin gummies show up very clearly, very close to the amounts that they report,
thank you for the
why
subscription.
yours wouldn't show any, and why consistently across data, it is very apparent there is less than 2% of creatine in a gummy, or nearly 100%. I would agree that between different testing methods, the exact amount of creatine would vary, but I completely disagree that a creatine gummy with the right amount of creatine in it would show as none detected. So push gummies out there, if you're watching this, I ask you to publicly explain that to me and everyone else that's buying your product. If this certain type of testing does not work with pectin-based creatine gummies, then why is it we were able to detect creatine in the other pectin-based gummies incredibly easily using the method you state that doesn't work? Let's get back into it. Now, the issue that I have with push is, my missus bought your gummies. She liked your branding. She got slammed with your paid ads. My missus's friends have been buying your gummies, been smashed with your paid ads.
Nice, Matic.
A
What's
lot
the
of
taste
people
of
I
that
know,
like?
family, friends, have been taking push gummies. It would be very disappointing if these didn't contain the amount you needed. Creatine monohydrate is delicious, convenient gummies, sugar-free, gluten-free, and vegan.
I'll have a look if we have that in Europe.
Enjoy 3 gummies a day at any time, every day. Each bag contains 90 gummies, which is a 1-month supply of 5 grams of creatine per day. Is it? Let's start with the strawberry flavor. Less than 2.3%. These are $60 a bag. $60 a bag. What about your apple flavor? Less
$60 a month? Like I said, on the fucking website that I use, $40 for 200 days.
than 2.5%. Now there's an issue here. You either know or you don't know.
Bro, I need to drop some fucking rough truth bombs on some people in my audience, because sometimes I like being empathetic, sometimes I like cradling you against my bosom so that you can feel the warmth that you might not have gotten from your father, but you desperately want from a male role model that you see me as. But sometimes we have to have a conversation that's rooted in fucking tough love. If you are willing to spend $60 a month on something that would cost you a fraction of that price, because scooping up a little bit of powder into your mouth or into a glass of water that you can then fucking shake and make into a creatine fucking drink ready to go is too much of a task, then I don't wish for you to get scammed, but bro, am I gonna have limited sympathy when you waste money like this? Fucking shithouse. $60 for something that should cost you 1/5 of that. Americans get higher prices in general compared to us. Sort of true, but I feel like creatine is quite comparable because we don't really have good prices for like gym related stuff here in Poland.
And I'm not sure which scenario is worse, because you either knowingly are selling sweets with insane markups, or you don't know, and you've not done the due diligence necessary on your providers, on your manufacturers. Some of you might remember that when we did the overload video a few months ago, there was a company called No Nutrition that went public and they'd done their own testing, but I went to test the people that did the testing because sometimes...
That's the thing though, silly. Imagine what if you could take all of that extra money though, and spend it on drugs. Immediately better idea. Now look, pragmatically, shitposting aside, at the end of the day, your money, your choice, right? If you make a lot of cashola, fucking go for it, knock yourself out. If you want to spend that much on creating gummies, like I'm not gonna fault you for it, but that is a big markup. Like that is a high markup for a creatine product. I feel like buying a gummy bear cutting it in half and like putting creatine inside of it to then close it and then chew on it and eat it would be so much cheaper. Though admittedly takes a little bit more time because you'd have to, you know, do the thing yourself. That is a high markup is what I'm saying.
Whoever smelt it dealt it. And whoever said the rhyme did the crime. No nutrition, creatine gummies.
I just really struggle with habit forming. Wouldn't you struggle with taking the gummy bears then, silly, out of curiosity?
Flavor. 3,400 milligrams creatine monohydrate. And the survey says 3.23. And you know what? To me, that's okay. No nutrition coming in with the legitness. That's what we like to see. It's just very, very interesting. Everyone should proceed with caution online for something too good to be true. So as we can see, this is the issue. So supplement creatine.
I feel it. Silly, if you want, I'll tag you in Discord every single day telling you to take your creatine when I take mine. Time zones might be a bit of, might introduce a little bit of fuckery, but I will hold you accountable.
Gummies blueberry flavor. As we can see here, there's no bloody creatine in them. Sales data says £250,000 this month. Jesus. That's crazy. Unique physique creatine gummies. 104,000 pounds on a product that doesn't contain anywhere near the amount of creatine it's supposed to. That's a lot of money in recurring revenue for products that, according to the testing, don't have any creatine in them. I'll tell you what's worrying is there's even a brand of creatine gummies here that I've bought that I can't even see online. It's like, whose are these? I've been eating them and there's not even a company name on there. What have I been putting in my body? You could just put things in a tub and sell them online. Mad. So to summarize, we're going to take the brands and we're going to explain whether or not they contain creatine in the gummies or not. Let's, for argument's sake, say for anything less than 0.2 grams of creatine, we'll say non-detectable. Overload claimed 4.5 grams.
Silly, what you can do, obviously, I feel you when it comes to forming habits. It is a bitch and a half. If you do have any habits, anything that you do already do around the kitchen in particular, leave the bag somewhere in the open and try and take creatine alongside that task.
They had 0.0849 grams, non-detectable. Gains nutrition, 3 grams, they claimed. 0.0473 grams, result not detectable. Unique physique claimed 5 grams.
But also, to be fair, whatever this well boost one is, you can always get this silly if you want to start taking creatine. It looks like the well boost gives you as much as they advertise. So if you don't mind the markup, you've got a potential gummy right here. I bought an electric toothbrush when I was younger because before I had it, I used to skip brushing too often. I feel ya. I wouldn't combine it with brushing your teeth. It's got to be something else though.
0.
But also, out of curiosity, if you bought yourself those gummies, could you only stick to eating 3 of them a day, or do you reckon that you'd start overeating?
0.0932 grams. Result was non-detectable. Create, 4.5 grams claimed, 3.25 grams, 72%. Well Boost claimed 5 grams, and they had 5.55 grams, so they had 111%. Supplement claimed 5 grams, 0.125 grams, less than 2.5%. Result, non-detectable. My Vitamins claimed 3 grams, they had 2.59, 86%. No Nutrition claimed 3 grams, and they had 2.84 grams, which is 95%. So for those two that are at that 95, 86%, we can maybe give it a little bit of a benefit of the doubt, look at the testing, maybe not being 100% accurate. That's got creatine in. Push Strawberry claimed 5 grams, 0.102 grams, less than 2%, result non-detectable. Push Apple Flavored claimed 5 grams.
Damn, you lost 23 kilo. Do you mind if I ask what you went from to what? You don't have to share if you don't want. But that is impressive as hell, man. Good on you. Genuinely good on you.
Grams, 0.122 grams, less than 2.2%, result not detectable. It's very clear looking at this data. You can see when something has creatine.
Started at 120 kilograms. I'm 1 meter 90 centimeters. I have a penis. Wait, if you went from 120 at 190 centimeters and you lost 23 kilograms, then you will be at healthy BMI now, right? At that height. That is a very, 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 very good change. Very positive change in your life, and you deserve praise for doing something like that. I tip my hat to you, my friend. That is good. That is impressive. You've actually gone through a similar shift to my brother, although my brother's 10 centimeters shorter than you. But he also went from, I think, around 120 to he is now at 91, I think, or he was last time we spoke.
you can see when something doesn't have creatine. Now, as I've said before, there's two scenarios. Either the people selling these gummies know that there's no creatine in them, and I don't need to say that that is a terrible thing. But the alternate scenario, where they have no idea there's no creatine in their product, is equally just as bad. From my own personal experiences, taking creatine gummies, I've come to determine one thing. If there is 5 grams of creatine powder inside the gummies, you can usually taste it and feel the slight grittiness in it. But as for these, and a few of the other brands that we've tasted, that doesn't taste like creatine. That tastes like a massive waste of money. The most expensive sweets I've ever had.
Nice. Obviously not good. Nice as in good video. Nice as in good to know. Nice as in fuck those people. Alright, my honoured chatters. The time has come for us all to head to bed. Well, for myself anyway. For you guys, I suppose that depends on what time zone you find yourself in. I still have to prep a few things for my family coming over tomorrow. So what we will do is we are going to raid away, and I will take recommendations for who we could raid into. I will be back, not on Friday, not on Wednesday, unfortunately. Like I said, I've got a family thing, a little bit of wedding prep, a lot happening at once, so I will be back with you next Friday, and by then, I will be all yours, because I have no more plans for the foreseeable future, and then we can do the subathon, and we can just enjoy one another. Raid Asmongold? I don't think so, man. That's like Raid Hasan kind of a recommendation, you know? Okay, do you know what? I've got someone who might be good. We've raided her in the past. It was recommended to me by a chatter of mine, so I can only assume that this is a good person that I'm raiding you guys into. Behave yourselves, take care, good night, and I will be back with you next week. Take care now, and I'll talk to you soon. As always, YouTube chat superiority, YouTube chat better than everyone else, YouTube chat 10 out of 10, YouTube chat my favorite. I also don't know how to do raids on YouTube. I've just realized I forgot that I don't know how to do that. So I could raid you into someone, but I do not know how. We will figure it out next time. For now, head on over to whoever it is that you enjoy watching, and I will be back with you, as I said, next week. Take care, and let's skedaddle.